here's thousands of years of evidence for how something is, and that's boom. Here's a book that's so that was made that if you analyze the Bible and everything it says, it was made so obviously as an excuse. God was made for shit.
There's I forget what there's okay well this part there was this like Greek religion I think or like some kind of Mesopotamian thing. It was exactly like the story of Jesus Christ. He was crucified on a cross and he rose from the dead. It was way before Christianity was even like thought of.
You don't want to catch the music.
No, but it's like almost identical as a religion.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about that, you know. But it's identical. It was way before Christianity. I forget what it was called. It was in some book I read. But there's one book I think you would like. It's called Another Roadside Attraction by Tom Robbins. It's all about religion mainly, and it's about these characters. They find like the corpse of Jesus, pretty much, and so they have proof that Christianity is fake. And they're saying like, okay, should we show this to the public and like kind of end religious like problems kind of and just have proof?
Yeah.
Or should we like keep it hidden and just like there's like some people in the world who like have nothing
They
except
live
religion.
for
like
religion.
there's some like old people who just get up, go to church, you know?
Yeah.
So should we like keep it like hidden for them? So like do we want religion to like be falsified or like, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. And that's okay, that actually makes very good sense. Because
that's why I'm an atheist, but I respect it because I get like some people
I could say
there are like extremists in every religion, not just this one, but then there's people who, like, you know, mind their own business and just believe in it, and you know.
I could sit down with any hardcore religious man and say, you know, God was created as an excuse for people to not be scared of death.
But then,
but you know, not only would that ruin their opinions on things, and it might hurt them, or it might make them hate me for you know turning them off or something.
That's why I just think.
And then, but you know. So I'm better off just keeping my shit to myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I think it should be with every religion. Just like
if every belief, just keep your shit to yourself.
Yeah.
It causes the least amount of problems.
But there's people who just force their ideas in every, not just religion, but politics too.
Yeah. Like
that's how it's always gonna be. People want.
Then like you can't really. It's like saying like, oh, I have this idea, but then no one says the idea. And then nothing progresses. And the whole thing of like evolution and just being a human in general, and the reason that we are like the top race is because we speak our ideas and we act on them, and we have those those thoughts, even if they are wrong or right. You know, it's not like the human race wouldn't be where it is without Hitler.
Yeah.
Nor would it be where it is without religion.
Yeah,
religion was a huge part of the Renaissance.
Something that caused a huge change in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And because even before that, like, well, you know this, you probably do know this too, like, Jews were always just, like, the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And then after that, Jews, like, everyone was just like, let's just be nice to them now.
Jews are no longer the scapegoat.
Now it's turned around with Israel and everything, the Palestinians, they're saying, like, Israel's turning, they're, like, word. That's a whole other topic.
Palestine and Jerusalem are just not...
It's like, exactly. Yeah. It's hard, that's another hard, endless debate, because neither, they were both first, or,
like,
neither they're first.
Who wants the Holy Land? Me.
Yeah, exactly. So one's going to be powerful than the other, and obviously one of them's going to, attack the other one, but no.
It has nothing to do with us either. That's another big part.
Yeah.
It's nothing we do, and nothing that happens to us in the future is going to directly affect that. And nothing that happens there is going to directly affect us.
Exactly.
I was talking
except for like maybe more Jewish
it's
immigrants.
It's just something for people to argue about, talk about, and it's right, dude. But
I was talking.
I'm not having this conversation to change shit. And just talk about that shit.
Yeah. It's just that makes it harder to like conversate about anything.
Yeah.
It's anything about stuff like that, because then we can't like directly apply it to something that we have experienced, or that we can like. It's just not in our life really. It makes it harder to conversate about versus Trump or
Yeah.
No, but I agree with you with religion. Just everyone needs to know.
Yeah. If everyone would just calm down with their beliefs, then everything would be okay. Let people do what they want to do. I was gonna say something else about this.
Makala.
Oh, right. Wait, no. Not enough.
You were talking with Makala about this, and it was about the, like... It was right as after I was saying it doesn't have anything to directly affect us, and we can never really, directly change it.
In relation to that topic.
Okay.
Nicole and I were talking about how, like, America has so many problems. We should fix ourselves first.
Yeah.
You know, I know that we have an alliance with Israel and everything, but like we have more internal problems and problems between us and another state than anyone else in the entire world right now with Trump and our economy and everything. So why are we still taking the time out of our lives to go out into other countries to help them when we're not putting nearly enough attention on ourselves? And a couple examples could be South Korea, or we're helping the Israeli thing, and you know, it's just not like, it doesn't make sense to me.
You know what GDP is?
Yeah.
We have like a GDP of like 17 billion, which is like really good.
Yeah.
But then we have like a net output and input rate of like -7 billion.
Yeah.
Or 7 trillion.
Is it trillion?
Yeah.
No. But what are we in debt right now?
Seven.
No. Hold on. We're like in the 20s, I think. Let me look this up before it's about
No,
nonsense.
it was our net. I'm thinking of our net export versus import.
Right.
Not our debt.
Well,
I mix up the number. It's no, our debt is a separate thing, yeah. But our net export versus import should be way different than it is now.
Yeah. Just based on how much work we do and how much we put out and stuff. Yeah, I agree.
We just buy so much shit from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because we try and, you know, like our best trade is Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that it's like a multi-billion-dollar corporation and shit like that. And it's surprising to think how much the government is involved in Hollywood and shit like that.
Well, yeah, because Hollywood and the money that we make and put out with media, we control most of the world's media with Hollywood and, you know, and the shit that we produce.
Stalin said that if he controlled Hollywood, he would conquer the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have the power to do so, which is why there's the idea of, like, oh, subliminal messages in movies, you know, we have that power.
Because China watches a lot of movies.
Yeah, so does Europe.
China.
No one's watching it.
I just looked it up just for shits. Our national debt right now is 19 trillion, close to 20.
It went up 10 trillion after Obama.
10 trillion after the Obama administration. Isn't that nuts?
I think it was 9 or 10.
I heard that he had been bringing it down.
No, not at all.
No.
All I know is that George Bush did immensely worse.
Bush brought up, not with the debt though.
Not with the debt.
Yeah.
No.
Bush did worse in every way.
At the beginning of the Obama administration.
Okay, did you see like the thing was like vacation days taken by Bush, vacation days taken by Obama?
I don't like Bush at all.
Bush was way worse than Obama ever would be.
I agree with that. I would agree with that. But on this one subject, the debt, Obama was worse.
Yes, Obama did a lot.
I think he just didn't care about it.
Well, the thing is that Obama did
politically.
He wasn't smart politically. Well, economically.
That's
He did a lot of right things for politics. He did a lot of good things with that money. It's just a lot of money. That's a lot of money to put out.
U.S. debt increased $9 trillion during Obama's 8 years in office.
Yes.
Let's see Bush. You might be right. I remember seeing Bush's, but I don't remember.
We weren't
If it's
anywhere
more
near
than
as
Obama-
bad as Bush.
If it's more than the Obama administration, that would accumulate all of our national debt right now, though, which doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Our national debt is 19 trillion, and I don't think we've done much to pay it off.
No, but it was in the 20s before. And if it only went up 9...
Bush brought up 3 trillion. And
Yeah.
Obama brought up 9.
Well, what got the other 20?
That was just from,
The cumulative.
3 9.
We've been doing
So
shit with.
the other 8 trillion is just.
We've been dealing with China for years.
I know Reagan.
And they'll never act
Reagan
on
brought
is
it up.
another thing.
He brought up 2 trillion.
Reaganomics.
Yeah. See,
Nixon
Reagan,
wasn't a bad president.
He wasn't with. People have to look past the whole scandal thing.
Well,
The
it
Watergate
was...
scandal?
He is
Watergate?
the
Yeah.
original, like...
He did a lot.
He developed the antitrust against the government.
He did a lot more
Which has
good.
in turn kind of fucked up our country overall.
Yeah.
He did a lot more good
Society
than bad.
wise.
though.
Well, just because, like, our
But
society-
overall, he did a lot
You know, like
good.
every in environmental agency and every like thing. Nixon started that. He started the EPA.
I know.
He started like marine protection areas and everything.
But like, the huge problem is that like a society should be built around trusting your government to do the right thing. And in the past 20 years, we've been so skeptical about literally everything that our government's been doing that it's just hard, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Bush did 9/11, has survived 17 years after 9/11 happened, and you know, probably not even true.
Yeah. I mean, it's an endless debate of all that, every topic on it. The hardest topic to debate though is pro-life, pro-choice. Because it doesn't progress, you can't get anywhere. People are so adamant on that idea.
People are so adamant on both sides of the idea. You're just never going to get anywhere.
Pro-life, you cannot budge.
Yeah.
Pro-choice, you can't budge. You can, but like, I think it should be like first trimester you should be able to, and after that you can't.
Yeah.
Can't
Or
do
yeah, or
that.
something like the abortion.
I don't think you should be able to get an abortion at 9 months. You know, I think it should be first trimester.
No, it
Well,
should
'cause
be-
then you're killing
it
a
should
baby.
be like the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
first
think.
trimester.
Yeah.
Because yeah, exactly. Like,
Well-
I get the whole moon's body thing, but I'm not. I don't think. It should, yeah.
I don't know. For a while, I thought like, I don't know.
But
I'm pro-life just because like, you know, you're ending a life early. But I mean, when you get off, you're ending billions of lives that could have
Yeah.
been.
I
you
just
know,
think
so.
that the government shouldn't have anything to do with that. I don't
Yeah,
think,
that should be up to
I don't
you.
think running our country should have anything
But
to do with how if we.
Should the national? Okay, here's another question. Should national health insurance and like coverage should that cover abortion? Because personally,
Depends.
I don't think that national coverage should cover abortion.
I don't think so.
And here's another thing that's been trying to be pushed by LGBT people: should cover trans surgery. And I
No.
think that is
No, that's
ridiculous.
See, with abortion, there's a lot like. I don't think it's your fault most of the time.
Yeah.
See, with like incest and rape and that kind of stuff, it's not, you know. But most, like 99% of the time, it's just someone.
Yeah, because we have preventative.
But
It's
even like, there's nothing. Like I get
But
it's
it's not like-
99%, 98%.
But with like, it's
blah,
not
blah,
like.
blah, but there's nothing that 100% guarantees you won't have a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then say you do that, have all the precautions,
Mhm.
but then still end up having a kid, but you barely pull in 30,000 yearly.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to pay for an abortion.
That kid's gonna
But
have a way
then
worse
if
life.
you have a kid
Yeah.
with two parents that barely pull in 30,000, he's not gonna have a good life. He's
Yeah.
not gonna have something like, you know.
You'd rather that kid not grow up in such a shithole. of a
Yeah.
life.
And
Which is
like
true.
you could send him off to an adoption agency, but that's just even worse.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we get like the fucking cringy teens that are here nowadays that like have a bunch of mental disorders that are self-diagnosed.
Well, that's the
fucking
thing.
Idiotic.
Like
Mm.
universal health care covers, like, it. I would be okay with it covering therapy. Like, if you, because, you know, gender dysphoria is technically a mental disorder, or a mental difference, or whatever you want to call it. So I believe you should cover therapy to help with that, but not
I don't
the
even know
surgery.
therapy.
Yeah.
You know? I believe if you're paying for someone like State Farm and you're giving them your money actively, that you should get coverage for whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck,
because
you know?
you're paying
because
your
you're
money.
paying your money to them to cover you.
That-
So that should cover trans surgery and
Yeah.
abortion and stuff, but not universally. I don't think
No,
that should be a thing.
yeah. That's the thing.
I don't even think therapy should be covered by that shit. Like if you're
Well, because universally, a lot of surgeries are covered if it's like a physical problem. So if you really want to push gender dysphoria as a mental problem,
See,
then
that's,
sure,
like,
therapy.
I think, like,
but
like-
you know, that's still
that's
kind of
not a
stretch.
mental
Yeah.
problem. It's
See,
fucking ridiculous. It's like
that's
saying
why-
it's like I can't use my left foot.
Yeah. I agree
Yeah.
with that
You
part,
can
but-
use your fucking left
Yeah.
foot. You're just an idiot.
I,
You know.
Well,
God.
on my honor, yeah, I agree what you're saying.
That's the most opinionated thing that you're gonna hear on this stream.
But like therapy, if there's like proven like schizophrenia, that's different. Than,
You should
know.
get therapy for that
Diagnose
schizophrenia.
shit.
Yeah.
I hate the new fucking
Self-diagnosed garbage.
self-diagnosed.
Yeah,
if
That's
it-
just- and then everyone's just like, oh no, she actually is. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm sure she is.
Like, it
no,
could-
she's fucking
like
not.
with the
Everyone
pre-
who's like, oh yeah, no, I have depression.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say like it's self-diagnosed. You know, it's
You
gonna be
can't
like, yeah, no, a
Everyone
doctor
has
said.
depression.
Yeah.
Let's talk about clinical depression
Yeah,
or
exactly.
hereditary depression.
Well, it's kind of depression where you can't leave your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you,
So,
don't want to
there's
go
so
inside
many
your room because you're so scared of everything.
Yeah.
You have to hide under your blanket all the time, and you don't want to turn the lights off, and da-da-da. You know, like that's actually scary
But
shit.
there's so many different kinds of depression. There's like, you can be like happy and be depressed just so you
Yeah.
don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't. You can. You don't, people think depression means I'm sad. I want to kill myself. There's so many different. There's manic depression. You know. There's so many different kinds.
This
But, like,
falls under a great category that I'd like to call government shouldn't fix subjective problems. The government should not get involved in things where opinions are in place. If government should support the utmost basic human rights, they should support our health, and they should support, our comfort with living. But when it comes to things that we want put in law, opposed to things that need to be put in law, that's not good. That's ridiculous.
But the whole thing with health, it's like nothing. It's no free health. There's no free healthcare.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
free healthcare does not.
You're paying someone for something.
Your money.
Do you think addiction is a mental disorder?
It's more of a physical disorder.
Addicted to what? I can
and
say
that also depends on the
I'm
addiction.
addicted to weed. That's different.
Like,
that's different than saying I'm addicted to crack.
Yeah.
With crack, if you're addicted to crack and you stop, you can die.
You can die if you stop immediately.
Weed, with weed, it's a mental thing. You can't physically be addicted to weed.
Do you think that the government should help pay for people who are addicted to
Well, that's where do you draw the line with addiction? Do you draw the line with saying I'm addicted to weed, or do you draw the line saying I'm addicted to cigarettes? Where if you stop using nicotine, you can get literally depressed, or you can start shaking and shit.
Yeah.
We have nicotine patches in place for that, but should that be covered by the government?
But then it's like, okay, why didn't you just say no and not do it?
Exactly, and that's where I draw the line between, or that's where I say, government shouldn't be involved in things like this because we're drawing such arbitrary lines that there's no good way to put it into law at all. Because no matter what, someone's going to be dissatisfied, and no matter what,
you can't please everybody. If you please everyone, there's going to be people displeased that you're pleasing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Please everyone.
That's why I'm so actively against modern feminists that don't really stand for what feminism means, or Black Lives Matter, and
then people think all women.
What happened here?
I opened the window because it's I have to air it out.
We're gonna have to close that again.
We can fix it.
I know.
Easy fix.
Thanks, Jeff.
We just need some air in here.
It's bald in here.
I know. That's why I opened the window. But some freedoms we just lose, like the ability to open my window.
I just went in and she pretty much told me don't have kids.
What?
And I got wise. She pretty much told me not to have kids.
To what?
Not to have kids.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to.
I will. But only. I feel like I'm only gonna have them on the 34, or 35.
Like an old.
After my good years.
Yeah. If I was gonna have them, it'd be like that. 35.
Cranky old man.
Man, I could talk about this forever.
Oh yeah, no politics and
Politics, I could talk about forever. My opinion, I could talk about forever. Absolutely.
Especially with someone that completely disagrees with you.
Yeah.
But if it's someone that's open-minded, no,
We actually
Yes.
have to worry about the environment.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Why not?
I feel like half of it's complete horseshit.
Well, yeah,
I do agree with that. A lot of it.
All the statistics that everyone brings up is blah 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 blah. It's I've heard from official people who worked with the people who developed those statistics. People pay those people off
Yeah.
to put up bad statistics.
I do agree with you on that, but there are a lot of dumb statistics out there. But I do think if you look at just the plain facts, stuff that's not just numbers, but we'll go and see,
Yeah, if you look at the carbon graph before the Industrial Revolution to now, it's exponential.
Oh yeah.
The carbon in the atmosphere is going up insane amounts.
I don't think it's going to affect anything in my life, and for me at least, I want to know, and I feel like I know that it's not going to affect anything in my life, and it's not going to affect anything in my kids' life or my grandkids' life. 10 generations from now, it might. I don't care. That human race can die.
But then again, that's where
right now it's
that's where it comes back to opinion.
No, it's
that's subjectivity.
Basic economics too. Keynesian economics is why should we wait for the economy to fix itself? Because there's two types of economics in the USA that we follow mainly. It's Keynesian, and then I don't know what the other one is because the other guy's a fucking bitch. It's the Keynesian one is why do we wait? Because you know how there's an economic cycle and blah blah blah. So why should we wait for the economy to fix itself when we can just fix it now? I don't want the economy to be fixed as soon as I'm dead. The guy who died, he wrote the modern book of economics 50 years ago. It's still used today. He died saying, his last words were, "I wish I had another glass of vodka." Literally, it's I want to have that mentality. It's I'm sure 10 generations from now, my great grandkids are gonna be dead because of some stupid shit I did today. But they would probably be dead because of some stupid shit that anyone does at any time, because anyone can die at any time.
Yeah.
I'd rather live now be happy now and not have to worry about it now. And I
I-
get like it could be total problem, but like you know,
Yeah.
if I have to live in constant fear of like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh
right.
no, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
fucking, you know, it's like a little sunburn.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, I agree. I
No.
agree with that and everything. It's just like it's all personally how much you care about, the earth and how much you care
Yeah.
about your own life now.
Yeah, like,
something like that.
in my opinion, I am an existentialist. I believe that, like, in the grand scope of things, I don't matter that much, and the
Mhm.
Earth doesn't even
Yeah.
matter that much. But the Earth matters a lot more than I matter. So if I could do something right now that could fix the Earth, that's awesome. But when
It's just gonna burn up and
when it comes down to it, everyone wants to fix the Earth and pollution right now, but no one knows how. As soon as someone can figure out how to do that precisely and accurately, I'm on board. But for now, it's not a big deal. To say no to the Paris Climate Agreement was kind of a dicky thing to do, mainly just like in a stance kind of way. Just America looks like a tool for pulling out of it.
You know that Bush did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton went in a thing like that right at the end, and then Bush joined.
Yeah.
And so this is like
Yeah, so-
repeating history.
Yeah, and it's, in that sense, nothing's going to get fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing would have
So-
gotten fixed anyway.
So yeah, so if you look at Bill Clinton, if people really thought that the Paris Accord would have worked, they should have set something up that like if a Republican got elected next, that could be avoided.
Yeah.
Because they kind of set that up thinking, okay, with confidence that Hillary would have got elected, but they should have done something that
They should have
both
voted.
sides could have agreed upon, because that completely fucked over the Republican ideology.
Yes.
And then they thought it just worked.
Someone's watching.
Oh,
I'm getting a bunch of random comments too.
What?
Really?
Yeah, like
What is-
great video and like nice with a smiley face on it.
Green was.
But
I feel like by the time that it begins to take effect on the Earth and the people on the Earth, we'll have developed something where we can just go to another planet.
Yeah.
We're going
you know
to
how
Mars
we
in 10
discovered
years.
that there's those 3 planets that have the exact same. Well, we discovered 7 new planets. 3 of them have the exact same like
But they are like.
type of atmosphere
But
and
they are, like-
composition of Earth.
They are like 30 trillion miles away.
Yeah, but so is 30 trillion years of waiting
that-
until
That's true.
it
30
actually.
years ago.
the Emirates or whatever, Abu Dhabi or whatever the fuck.
Abu Dhabi.
I don't know all the fucking names. They said by 2139 they're gonna have cities on Mars with living like people.
Yeah.
Like they said, like we're gonna like no doubt.
Well, seriously,
They're
because
completely confident.
30 years ago, we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. Look how
And we
much.
didn't have technology. The technology is advancing so goddamn fast
20 years ago we didn't have
that
iPhones.
we can rely on something in the next 100 years to fix some shit.
Like, okay, so when was the internet made? Like 20 years ago?
No,
No.
more than like 70s.
So like 40 years ago.
Well,
right?
yeah, like using
Well,
it and
the
shit.
modern technology like in the 90s.
Modern
Yes.
internet, right?
Yes.
How soon after modern internet was made was the black not the black internet, fucking
Black
deep
deep
web. Yeah, how soon after that was made was that made?
I don't know.
Very
Random.
quickly.
How easily can you get like human kidneys on the deep web?
Well, I mean, if you want to go for a more legal perspective, we can print hearts now.
Yeah.
We can 3D
And,
print
like-
hearts to put in human beings.
Yeah, it's just like-
90s saw the face of the World Wide Web.
The only difference is like we're progressing a whole lot on Earth, but not at all really on progressing to outside of Earth. Because like
That's
everything
that's
I have
also a whole flip.
seen and read is like we've made satellites that can go really far, but
But-
take a long ass time to catch speed.
That's-
It's like it was an actual like ion.
That's another thing you argue about because
What's
people
it called?
argued should we explore more of Earth, go in the 90% of the undiscovered ocean, or should we go farther into space?
Go to space.
Yeah, I agree with you,
Let's go
but
to
there are
space.
that is another.
That's another hot seat.
It's
kinda
like
thing.
an ion rocket. Have you
Arthur-
heard about this? It's a thing that constantly gains speed no
Is that
matter
the one
what.
that traveled in time?
What?
They sent a rocket in space that traveled in time. Like they came back in the second. It was like 1 second, fast, like slower, faster.
That's neat. Well,
They-
I mean,
they-
shit like that's probably a calculation error. But-
It's yeah, I doubt that. But like, there's
Because it's
this
just
one
one of those.
satellite that we've sent out that's just like going further and further and further. It has no destination. It's just going as far as it can. But it's with a little ion blaster. It's like the fastest thing that could ever have been made so far.
Mhm.
Just this little. It's like out of Star Wars, pretty much. It's just a little rocket, little like that big, pretty much. But it's constantly shooting a single beam out that catches speed constantly.
I've never heard of that. That's cool though. Well, I mean, under the grand scope of it, we made that.
Yeah.
And we're making
Yeah.
more shit.
Exactly.
There's
You know-
there's the author Arthur C. Clarke. He's the one that wrote 2001: Space Odyssey. His whole thing is that man shouldn't go in space. Like that's what all his books are about. But his is like he kind of all of his books end up with like alien encounters,
Yeah.
not the actual aliens, but like things that kind of
Like farm encounters.
yeah. Have you ever seen 2001: Space Odyssey? Oh, dude.
I've heard it's good.
Oh my god, it's so good. And then,
Hey,
now.
no.
okay, it's very hard to watch.
What, like-
Very, very hard.
Like,
What does
when you-
that? What does that mean?
But
It's
when you
boring,
watch
or-
it, it's okay. It doesn't. It's not bad. It's just very.
Why is it hard to watch?
You can fall asleep very easily.
I understand that.
Because
Well,
it's like
mine, like
not okay. It's a movie that you appreciate after you watch the entire thing.
okay,
That's
that's cool. I respect that.
But the whole thing, honestly, okay. First half hour, just monkeys. Progresses 30 million years to like 2001. It was made in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it's 2001 where we have like badass like spaceships and everything.
The
And then
future.
yeah.
Say the future.
Yeah, and then it all goes like in the monkey age. They found this like it was this like big black monolith. It's like 13 feet tall, just like a black rectangle, completely unidentified. All the
Oh, a
monkeys,
monolith.
yeah,
Yeah.
all the monkeys are like looking at it like, what the fuck is this? And then it just skips ahead, no information at all. There's like no one talks for the first like 2 hours or something.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's such. I hate that fucking movie.
no.
Because you guys made me watch it, and I was like,
Okay, it is.
Why?
It is like the definition of a hate or love thing. If you do like sci-fi,
I love sci-fi.
they went to the last 30 minutes, and I was like,
dude, the last 30 minutes is so cool.
because it's like,
The person left because started talking about movie. It's so
We got off
if
politics.
If you love sci-fi, this is like the essential sci-fi movie you have to watch. It's like
Next-
Star Wars and this are like
next weekend, Sunday morning. Right, like an hour after, like when you're fresh a little bit.
Why would we watch something like this after we're completely?
No, you gotta watch at night for the full. You got.
But you know, like,
Well, no, we'll drink coffee. Watch at night. Oh, we'll be drunk.
yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Okay.
We could
well,
do it tonight, but it's already like 8, 9. So like,
How long is it?
3 hours.
3 hours.
We have time.
Approximately.
Yeah, but you don't understand. It's like you
Okay.
think that it sounds cool by the way he's talking about it. But that's because he's cutting out like hours
Okay. No,
of
okay.
just pointless shit that happens.
It's so good. No. Okay. Brandon, if you love sci-fi, the last. Like,
I love sci-fi.
I will admit the last half hour is the only thing worth watching.
It's the only
Okay,
thing
but
at
when it-
all worth
but-
watching.
but-
We
but-
skipped the last 30 minutes. I was like, why did we just do that an hour ago?
No, but you'll appreciate the ending more if you sit through the quiet.
Okay, alright, so for me in sci-fi, here's my thing. I know more about space than most people I know.
I know a decent
I
amount
love
now.
space.
because
Like,
You've been learning.
I forget what grade, but I would only read like shit about space.
Um,
It just trips me.
Yeah, I just love the topic. I
shit
love
about the ocean.
I love
out.
physics.
No,
All the
I
shit
took
that we
marine
don't know
bio.
about the ocean. That freaks me out.
No, yeah, like a fucking right now, like a giant like squid and a fucking gray whale eating each other.
Yeah, it's like
Way, like-
we don't even know 90% of what's right below
That
us.
does
Okay,
trip me out.
but-
Space way more, cause like
We
you
do-
look at the sky, it's so.
we
like,
do know the physics that encompass space. We know what can happen, and we know what is going on.
But
We
there's
just don't
so
know
much
when and where.
less we know because like
So,
There's so much more.
with those
space.
regards,
yeah.
Sci-fi leaves up to artist interpretation whatever the hell happens in space.
Yeah, but then
As
like,
long as it follows physical laws and accuracy, I'll enjoy it. Otherwise, I cannot. There are some like fallacies that I've seen in like Star Wars and stuff, just things
No,
that
that's-
can't exist that fuck with me, and I can't
see,
get
that's
over
why
it.
read more sci-fi books.
Yeah.
Like, have you read Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah,
I never read it, but didn't get really scientific.
yes, it gets very like this could
Really-
actually happen.
Yeah, like really
Yeah.
into the genie and like makes it really legit. That's the kind of
Yes.
stuff I would think you would like.
Yeah.
Like
No,
yeah.
that stuff's cool.
This isn't really the kind.
Like if
See,
it's
that-
just a thing that would make some guy on weed trip balls, like I'm not into that. But if it
2001
could, you know,
isn't sci-fi in the sense it's all about science. It's really not.
it's just about like a theoretical.
But the thing, like,
I have no idea what the movie's about still. But.
it's there's really about nothing.
You could watch it tonight. It's just the fact of like,
So
oh, you try and land.
yeah, that
No,
comes
it's
been there
just
for
like-
a week.
We
If
don't.
you guys don't try and keep me up, I will fall asleep in the first 20 minutes.
I feel the same way with.
Because
Lord of the
it's
Rings.
okay. It's like it's a good movie. I'm not even gonna lie, it is a good movie. It's just like, if he cut the movie down into like an hour-long movie, it would be amazing.
But then you wouldn't get the full effect.
Question.
But then you would be awake. You would be awake for
Is
the good part.
The book better.
No.
Yes.
Did you read the book?
Yes.
Okay, so
I thought it was
they-
more
no,
interesting.
they read it. They wrote the book and made the movie simultaneously. The only I get why you think the book would be more interesting because more is happening because he's writing and talking about it. But I mean, it's almost plot-wise,
Sorry.
it's almost the same exact thing till the end. Remember? The ending.
Yeah.
What do you think the ending was better? Like in which?
The movie.
Yeah, exactly. Because like
It definitely, the book has a less like
they're so different.
powerful
Yeah, no.
ending.
When you're watching the movie.
But the book is, it's like, it kind of like stays the same energy the entire time versus the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know?
No, it's like this. It's like, oh shit.
yeah.
And then, holy shit.
Yeah.
No, it's worth watching just for the last. And I think you'd appreciate it. And like once you
I
start
will give it a
thinking about
try.
like the meaning of it and everything, that's like you can trip on that. But the book, I like.
You guys are just making it so convoluted by not talking
You gotta
about
just watch.
anything,
Okay, you
so
can't.
I want to watch
It's a movie
it.
you
I
can't
wanna watch it.
based on
Miss.
the.
I can't.
Because I know
ask
people
you
that
anything
hate it,
about
and like me and Mr. Ed. It's Mr. Ed's favorite movie of all time, and me and him are like, I'm like, yeah, finally, like, someone
But
loves
that's
it.
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, no, but me and Mr. Ed are so much like it.
Oh, okay.
I can definitely see you growing up and then just being like Mr. Ed.
Dude, we have like the same taste
And
in
Mr.
music. We have
Pepperdine
like all
and,
the
like,
same
oh.
taste in books and everything. That's why we have all these like conversations about life.
Do you think that the government should invest more into space travel or finding
Like
out
how?
what's on Earth?
Space travel. 100%.
What about
There's
you?
Space travel
There's
is-
future in it.
Space travel advances physics and it advances us as a
Do
civilization.
you think that the government should focus on fixing itself or investing into space travel?
Why not?
Well, what matters to
Because you can't invest into space travel.
what
and
matters
fix-
more? Does it matter fixing our arbitrary system
Okay,
of
well,
government, or does
define-
it matter
def-
figuring out physics that
yeah,
are going to be constant?
Define
forever?
fixed, because fixing for us
As in,
is
like-
ruining it for far left Democrats.
Yeah.
Doing that, like basically
There's no
making
such thing
it
as
so
fix-
that
yeah.
we stop spending money on anything that is like not 100% needed for us now, in order for us to be successful now, or we buy into the future.
Buying into the future would be so beneficial to not only future generations, but it could very well be beneficial to us. We could figure out how to stop cell aging. We could figure out physical properties that would change
But
the
what if
way
we
that
could
we
figure
interact
that out
with the
now?
universe. What if we could figure that out now?
But why that would mean we start fixing it now and not in the future.
Then we fix it now, which is what
But
I'm
then
saying.
you were just saying to fix it in the future.
No.
Okay, this is just getting.
the
What is going
fuck
on?
you talking? No. I'm saying that we fund it now. Therefore, it won't only impact the future. It'll impact us. It'll help us. It'll help everybody.
Are you guys solving all the world's problems?
Yes,
We're trying. We're trying very hard.
That's good.
But yeah, like fixing the government is a very hard thing to do because in a healthy democracy, there's going to be two parties that disagree on everything, which means you can't fix it and you can't please everybody.
You go right, the left hates it. You go, you know.
Exactly,
And then
so-
even if you go in the center, there's people. You know,
But physical properties that we know to be constant
Mm.
have been being figured out by NASA. We've just confirmed that gravitational waves existed a few years ago.
yeah.
And
We don't even know if they actually exist.
we
like we've confirmed that there's a thing out there that we think is
The
gravity.
whole relativity, time
Yeah.
relativity, then they prove that.
But yeah, they prove that with the LIGO, and
Yeah.
you know that means that black holes also exist, and you know we don't know that dark matter exists. So let's figure it out. Let's do that now, and then in the future, when anyone can be anything they want to, let's focus on creating a government around that.
yeah.
Because right now our government is appeasing to us and how we work with the world. But the way we work with the world can be changed forever if we learn new physical properties, if we expand into space, if we create colonies on new planets or moons. And that
But what if
changes
the
things.
key to doing that is investing in the future?
That's what I'm saying to do. I'm saying invest in the future. I'm not saying invest in the government. I'm saying fuck the government. Make the government invest in
So you're
itself
saying-
later.
So say like if you had $1 million right now,
I would invest it all in NASA and SpaceX.
right now,
Entirely.
but would you invest it to
Or-
be productive right now, or would you invest to be productive 50 years from now?
Right now.
I mean,
So
Well,
you would want. So let's say you
Well, okay, give me an
invest it-
example of what you're trying
Yeah,
to say.
Okay, no.
that's
Okay,
not-
let's say we invest into NASA right now. It tries to launch a rocket and fails. None of that money works. But you invest into it 100 years from now, something like that, right? There's 100% no fail rate. It goes and it colonizes Mars, something like that.
But who's going to put the money in to figure out that 100% success rate aside from me?
The government.
That's false. That
That's
is
the thing,
absolutely
it's like,
not true.
That's what
The-
you would be doing if
The
you
people
sent it
making
into
the biggest
future.
leaps right now are Elon Musk and SpaceX, who is entirely private.
That's true.
NASA's becoming privatized because they can't rely on the government to give them money anymore.
Yeah.
If NASA had the Army's budget, we would be in Mars in 5 years.
If anything had the Army's budget, we would be better in.
That's an
general.
entirely different topic. But what I'm saying is, we need to invest in these things because they're not going to invest in themselves. Let the government deal with the government. Let us deal with space and the rest of everything. Because the government having little hissy fits about what each other is doing, they're going to do that forever. They've been doing that forever.
But that's like, you're investing now to get a product later. But
I'm
you
investing-
could be dead later.
But what if I couldn't be dead later?
But that's the thing, is that's a what if. I want to invest right now to have fun right now. That's my guarantee. I don't want to put in $50 million right now into NASA
Well, then are we still
to
on-
have them build a rocket in my name and then have it fly into space and blow up, kill 5 astronauts. Then what? The Nicholas Oella rocket is a piece of shit. Goes in the textbook
Yeah.
as the USA's greatest failure.
We talk
or
about
something like that.
the Apollo 11. We don't talk
Yeah.
about Apollos 1 through 10.
Yeah,
That is true.
Exactly. It's like
is true.
I want to be able to invest in something right now that I know will
Well,
work
okay.
right now.
Aside
so that I
from
can
asking
know.
if we're going to fix the government or space, if I had $1 million right now, I would invest half of it and use the other half to make my life a living dream. And I totally agree with you on that. Because, existentialist, what matters other than myself and the people I care about?
For me, if I had $1 million, I would like 750,000 of that. I would just do everything I wanted in life, and then 250,000 of it, stock market.
Yeah.
And then I
'Cause you
would
can
take
make that
that
million
out
back if you're smart.
50 years from now, and I would have like a
Billions
fuck ton
of
of
dollars,
money,
yeah.
And then,
Well, like,
after that,
Yeah.
then I would invest into NASA and all these other.
Well,
so
see-
what I said was like, right now, if I had $1 million, I would have 750,000 of it go to just me having the best life right now. But 250,000 of it I would put in the stock market. 50 years from now, I would take that out, and that's when I would invest into it. That's why I'm saying I would rather invest later, when I don't have to worry about life.
you're saying you're making the smarter choices and relying on other people to make the stupider choices?
Yes.
because undoubtedly that's going to happen. You know that nuclear or
But then that's all personal. Like that just depends on how much the person cares about how comfortable they live and everything.
Yeah,
It's
but
a whole
like-
different subject.
but that it's not really different in the sense that there's no good way to draw that line.
Yeah.
The government just spent $40 billion on a test to make sure that we could take down an intercontinental missile,
Oh, yeah.
which by physics we knew we could do. We just wanted to make sure it
sure.
worked, and we also wanted to give a demonstration of power to North Korea to say, hey, fuck you, don't bomb us.
We also just got 100 billion from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but then now it's
Now
a third of
60.
it. Yeah.
And it's probably all gone.
It's probably all gone by now. And
Doesn't
what
matter.
was it?
Anyone who we take from, what are they gonna do? We have everything to not get killed, and like, there's a reason
So
that
why
like
did we spend $40 billion per minute?
I've
That
okay,
pisses me
I've talked about this before too. It's like I've probably told you guys this a million times. It's like we made the Blackbird in like the 1940s. No one knew about it until like the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have now that we don't know about? So like that $40 billion, $100 billion is going into something that I know the government is doing right,
But I don't think.
and it doesn't matter what ends up happening.
Well, yeah.
I'm very
Because I know
anti-tax.
that, like,
anti-taxes.
somehow it's gonna come back, and we're all gonna be happy that we paid $4,000 in tax or $10,000.
No. So here, I did the math for this.
There's also a lot of stupid shit.
That
goes
$40
into
billion
this.
that were spent on that nuclear takedown demonstration, if we were to divide that by the amount of people in the United States, that would only cost us $127 out
Yeah.
of pocket.
So that's what.
And, so $127 for your entire namesake in life and country, that's not that bad at all.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And that's the stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
What's not out there? That's the coolest thing to me.
And,
Because,
I mean,
you know, the Blackbird is
so-
such a
but
cool
that's a-
piece of machinery.
That's a good way of,
You know,
of
like-
putting out the idea. Like, you guys know that, like, what is it, $1 trillion of assets went undocumented and unrecorded in the military?
Oh, yeah.
Where the fuck did that go? Where did that go? At all?
All of our money,
That's what
all of
Nick's
our
saying,
money
Nick. I think-
goes
I
into
think
the
that-
military,
Nick's-
right?
Yeah, but like when he said like 1 trillion and we don't know, I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
he's saying that it's probably going into some cool
see,
shit.
he's confident.
That's
that,
exactly-
He's
I-
confident that's going to something that's good, you know.
And as much as it's like the government's stupid and blah blah blah, they've done everything good enough
We
up
are the
until
best
this point. You
We
know,
are the best country. in the world.
like
Yeah.
I'll trust them and I'll live a good life, and I won't die
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So
that's my
That's
thing.
another thing. A lot of people who were like such like, oh, the Illuminati exists and they're gonna take over the world and kill everyone. Like, that's not affecting me. That's not gonna affect anyone I know. Like, I'm not gonna get pulled out by the Illuminati, some alien lizard people who are
Yeah.
gonna be like, you don't believe in Satan, we're gonna kill you. No. If there's some higher grand scheme going on, they know what they're doing. And they're not, you know, we're not going to be a society of slaves. We're all living super comfortably. We're sitting here with the ability, liberation and the ability to talk about it freely. And even if someone is listening in on us, we're not going to get like a black hooded and killed, you know. So like, which is a very big possibility in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
So whatever America's doing right now, we're doing it right.
Exactly.
And I can agree.
You have to like. I'm confused. I have to lower, like, we have higher. Like other countries are struggling with things that we are so much higher above. When we're arguing about our country, like we're up here.
Yeah.
Like our problems are things that other countries wish they were arguing about. You know, we're
Yeah.
arguing about like pro-life and weed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like fucking Thailand. Not
Well,
Thailand.
okay, no. So here's another argument I have in regards to other countries and us.
Styling gel, pomade. Fucking, where's the other thing? I have 3 more.
It's not working.
Down there.
It's not working, is it?
No.
So I was talking to Nick, and I said that America thinks they can fix the world's problems. We should fix our own first, because we do have a lot of problems, and of course other countries do have a lot more problems.
What problems do we have?
I mean, there have been political arguments and debates that have been up in the
Yeah,
air for
but you're asking
7
to speak.
years.
I ask you matters who you're asking. Some people are countries perfect. Some it's like everything is bad. You know.
Yeah, some
That's
people
what
have a
politics
lot.
should all.
Some people have a lot more problems with this country than other people do.
Some
Some
people
people
hate
are very
our- some
satisfied
people
with who
hate
they
our
are.
spending our money.
If there
Our-
are problems like that,
Some people think our
what
problems.
is the point in trying to fix them?
Fix them.
To do well, if we fix them, someone is going to be angry about it.
No, yeah, that's
And
the whole
that
thing.
someone
Yeah,
is
you
gonna
know.
be
Well,
a
like
group.
here, the thing.
And that group is going to become a collective, and that collective is going to become a
It's
political
not-
activist
That is
group,
true.
and then that political activist group is going to end up changing the whole government again, and then there's going to be a whole new problem that the previous group doesn't like, and then blah blah blah.
biggest example.
That's the
of this
thing
is,
where you just kind of
French-
got, you just kind of got to make a
French
move, you
Revolution
know.
and shit. Yeah.
Just kind of do it and be.
The French
It's kind of,
Revolution
it's almost just
beheaded
like an
its leader.
arbitrary thing
Yeah.
because you know it doesn't matter what you do. Some people are gonna love, people are gonna hate it.
Well, I mean, like, you know, the government is doing a lot right, but that $1 trillion could have been fixing the national deficit. That $1 trillion could have been going into fixing inflation, which is still rising.
But
and
then
gas
there's people,
prices.
but
and
then
stuff
there's like
that.
you and stuff who think maybe it went something better and we just don't know because you know.
But
But I don't think that. But I'm just saying
That's very
like,
hard to
another,
say.
That's another argument too.
because that's all based on opinion and ideas.
Exactly.
Because it's an idea.
that's what all this comes down to.
Yeah.
Like if you state facts, eventually comes down to opinion.
The idea that we're doing something awesome with that $1 trillion of lost assets.
I wish that was true.
I really want that to be true.
and
And
might
there's
possibly.
in some ways, in some circumstances, I do believe it's true, and I believe that we are doing good things with our income and our assets. But there are a lot of things that we're doing wrong that are severely affecting the economy now, that affected the economy back in the Roaring '20s when the Great Depression happened. You know, so there are things that we could be doing better. Meanwhile, we're doing a lot of other things right. We need to figure out what to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So,
But like,
But then that comes back.
so let's
it all
say
comes back around.
yeah, because
would
what
you
I think
rather
spoke from this, blah, blah, blah.
have put your taxes towards fixing problems like the school teaching, like all that budget's being cut, and like all these other problems that you're talking about, but then tomorrow we get bombed and then
None of it matters.
we blow up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
would you rather
anyways.
have that, or would you rather have tomorrow we get
Well,
blown up,
this
but
is
then
a very,
people complain about
This is a
it?
very good reason why we put so much in the military. It's
Yeah.
because the military is our only definite way that we're going to maintain ourselves as a country. And as soon as shit goes down, we'll be prepared. So that is awesome, and that is fine. So the $1 trillion might not be the best example, just for the fact that if it did go to the military, making it better, then that's probably in the long run.
You know, it's
what's
not
gonna be
going
best
to
for
like
us.
some government federation. You know, it's not going to the study. You know how like there was that study a while ago. There's that one disease that was hitting us, and like they were testing if pig farts cured the disease.
What the fuck are
Something
you
like,
going
like
about?
there was like a legit study of this. Like they were going to see like, oh, if pig farts cure some disease that was like not taking over the world. It was like a big disease. And like a decent $1 million went into that, and everyone's like, well, why the fuck? You know, it's not going into some stupid thing that the government can do. It's going into the military. It either supplies us more,
Yeah.
or makes it so that we can develop the technology to be able to defend ourselves.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
You know, so like it can't go into something stupid.
Well, so-
as of my thinking.
There are some stats that I saw a while ago, in regards to the military. Like our military, just based on an arbitrary average, we're like 3 times better than the entire European Union. You know, we have
That's why
3 times the
I'm completely against
nuclear arsenal.
The EU.
Yeah.
EU is fucking ridiculous. I was totally for Britain leaving that shit.
Oh yeah, Brexit. We have 3 times the
Right.
nuclear weaponry. We have 3 times the technology that they have. We have 3 times the tank, 3 times the men willing to fight. You know, we don't even need to conscribe because we have so many people in the military.
People say we don't have enough. Mitt Romney was
Yeah,
somewhere with
so, it's a very proactive thing to say that we don't have enough still, and that we should put more money into it just to secure our safety.
Mhm.
But as things are right now, we're very safe. Which means that a lot
Well,
of the
like-
assets that are going into the military could go into other things like public
And
works
then people
or
freak out over like
ordinances.
China and Russia.
But like, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, so you say that, but then if we were the first country to kind of do that thing where like we didn't tell everybody about the technology we have until 60 years after we've actually made it, and the only reason that we put out what the Blackbird was is because we developed a plane that was even better
Yeah.
than the Blackbird, right? But then like, so you'd think that countries are smart enough to be like, maybe we
To do
should
the
do
same
that
shit.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could be prepared for a nuke tomorrow. But what if there's some new
Mhm.
bomb that's like you know how like the hydrogen bomb was made,
Yeah.
and then there was just a race to make the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
So the deal is like, well, what's the race now? What are we at now? And we don't even know because the government doesn't tell us what they've made.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to.
Well, I
Yeah.
fully agree with the fact that like we probably have a lot of shit we don't know about, and that's good. On paper, we're doing so much better than other countries that it's just blown out of proportion. And you don't think that we're hiding the rest of our nuclear arsenal and stuff like that. So I argue against that whole demonstration of power thing that Trump did with the anti-air, because what if we didn't tell Korea that we had that, and they shot the nuke at us, and we took it out of the air, and then they had to spend another 10 years trying? That would have been so much better than if we did that. Now North Korea can get on it and say we need to make something better in case we need to bomb their asses.
But
So, I agree that we should have some anonymity for, like, what we have in the military, but based on what we have public records of,
yeah,
we're doing so much more than any other country ever.
you could think of that though as that is the Blackbird, because we have no idea when that was actually first made, and like this is totally there's no way to prove if either of us are correct in this way because like it's
all
that
speculation.
secret.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But if that is the Blackbird equivalent to an anti-aircraft or an anti-bombing, thing, then if that's the Blackbird of that, what do we have now that would prevent something? You know, and like sure, that could be the latest technology, but in my thinking of it, I feel like our government is not gonna put the best shit out there. It's just gonna put the last thing that, like,
Yeah.
like let's say if they have like a list of 10 things. Once there's a new thing on the list, the 10th thing is put out there, sort of deal.
One person.
He's back because we started talking politics again.
It's my thinking is like, why would the government just give up something
Yeah.
if you think of it as that's such a good thing, why would the government just
So
give that away?
you could say that like we probably have something way better.
Yeah, but that's
in our
totally
arsenal.
speculation.
But
too.
yeah.
It's not proven.
No Overwatch? Clickbait. You fishing. says the viewer. Fuck.
Go buy Overwatch.
Go buy Overwatch and play it. You can't buy Politics Sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but
I'll
they're
play
also
it in the
retarded.
background.
Yeah. At least we can agree that, like, you know, the anonymity is a better thing. And it's the fact that it probably exists is the fact that we shouldn't bitch about our government so much, is because they're probably doing a lot of things right under the nose of all of us. And we're just complaining for them to fix something that they've already fixed.
Now entering the black
Whoa!
forest.
That's new.
Black Warrior, that's sick.
Cool.
Black in Germany? That's fucking...
That's where all like
Select
dark
your
stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some Brother Grimm shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, we're a bunch of bitches. Feminists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Feminists are.
Well, you know, the original definition of feminist is like equality for all, but now we have words for that, like egalitarian and, you know, equalist. So let's take the gender away from it and stop calling ourselves feminist, because it's just empowering women to do all the wrong things. And men who think they're making a difference.
Yeah. No, I have a bunch of books and stories and stuff written.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would love to read on shit like this, because there's never enough knowledge.
Oh yeah.
There's never enough knowing about this kind of stuff, because if you go into a political debate, you want to be as prepared as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I love talking to people, because you get a bunch of different perspectives.
Even if you read books that like don't have anything to do with politics, you can still like gather knowledge. Like reading in general.
Yeah.
But no, you guys should both get into reading.
I am
I
Oh,
have
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of like political type books for you, and you can read the series.
Yeah. I just like, I don't really read political stuff like that, just because
Not
I...
like straight political.
No, it has like political themes and
Yeah.
stuff.
prepare for battle.
I'm just saying, like, I have a very rational mindset.
Yeah. What's your opinion? on
What's your opinion of pedophiles trying to add P to LGBTQ? Is that a thing? I've never even heard of that.
Are you serious? That's fucking ridiculous.
No. Okay, so let me begin. I have another opinion. That is, we shouldn't draw arbitrary lines between mental disorders and mental differences. Because, in all technicalities, transgenderism is a mental disorder, and so is being gay, because naturally, by genes, we should like the opposite gender, because it, you know, by evolution, we're supposed to recreate, and we're supposed to repopulate. So,
But when you say mental disorder, that just is a whole like.
Yeah,
people
and
take it different. Like you're
so people
like,
bitch about it being called a disorder, because it's like, it's not a disorder, it's fine.
But that's not. You're not saying they're like mentally insane.
No, I'm just saying that it's a...
You're saying
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a disorder. Like the word has just bad connotation to
But
it.
where do we draw the line? How do we draw the line between a disorder and how being gay isn't a disorder, and pedophilia, where pedophilia is a disorder? You know?
Yeah.
How? That's impossible. And writing any of that into law is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I mean, put pedophiles in the death penalty. That's how you.
Yeah.
how you think.
I personally, with just absolute, you know, subjectivity, that's my word of the day. But like, just my opinion, I think we should fucking burn pedophiles at the stake. I think they're awful
I
people.
hate fucking pedophiles.
Me too.
Fucking Ryan Spencer.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah,
the only thing worse than a pedophile.
What, a pedophile who acts on it?
No, it's child pedophile.
What the fuck are you on about? Okay, so,
Like, there's people in prison for getting caught with weed longer than there are fucking pedophiles.
that's
No, you know that
ridiculous.
there's, like,
and people say we live in a rape
There's like
culture.
a meme going out around now. It's like some old TV show. It's like, you know, the only thing worse than a rapist.
A child rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker objective.
I was going to say Oh, just the fact that, like, we're trying to write such arbitrary things into law, like
Prepare for battle.
pedophilia and LGBT, because they're different? That's not right. Children are dying when you fuck them. That's awful. It's an awful, awful thing.
How are they dying? Like, I can get how they're like. It's just like
premature pregnancies, or they are like the #1 cause of death in underage marriage and stuff. In like in those Middle Eastern countries that advocate marrying little kids. Yeah. Like in certain countries, I won't say which one because I don't remember, and I want to keep this strictly factual. In one country, it's traditionally encouraged to date or to marry at 13, which will pull kids out of school, and it will, you know,
not only does it deprive them of a childhood, but it also could kill them or ruin their life because they become a housewife at 13. So in any aspect of it, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all.
Score. 2
She just wins
to 1.
the entire day.
No, I got
Prepare
like 2
for
more rounds.
battle. Select your hero.
Zenyatta. Just fuck someone, Zenyatta.
I won't.
You'll do it, I swear.
We'll see.
Yeah. Pull this open one day or something. It's really that one's a really fast read.
Yeah,
That
it
one's
seems
gonna-
shorter than the other ones.
Yeah, no, that one's gonna get you like into it. The second one's gonna get you close. Like you have to read all
Look,
of
this
it.
is out. What's your opinion of Jeremy Corbyn wanting to get rid of all the UK's nukes?
How the fuck would he do that?
Why would you do that in your... Okay, so I understand the opinion because after World War II we wanted to demilitarize. Or after World War I we wanted to demilitarize because we're like, we don't want to take anyone on. Because
But in the world we live
in the world we live in, it's a necessity
Yeah.
to have these things. Because who's to say you're not going to get nuked as soon as it's public knowledge that you're demilitarized?
having nukes doesn't mean you're gonna fucking use them.
Yeah. So,
It's like the blanket.
like, demilitarization in theory is awesome because it means everyone takes away their
Yeah, if
arms.
everyone
If
did.
everyone did, but that's entirely like not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's just like
The last time the United Nations tried to ask North Korea for a tour of its military system, like they tried to shoot us. You know, it's awful. So getting rid of a nuclear arsenal or like getting rid of any sort of like military funding, it's never going to be a good thing because you're always going to have enemies, and those enemies are always going to have the
they're just
advantage
waiting
on
for
you.
you to get rid of it, especially the UK.
Yeah. Well, I think that in part.
Oh, the one. I heard of that. I haven't really looked into it.
Wait. The one that happened today?
There was like 2 today. Yeah, there was like 2 today. One on a bridge like ran over or something.
Shit, really?
I haven't looked too much into
Let me
it.
look it up, just because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Because that's very recent.
Prepare for battle.
I'll extend.
Are you talking about the one that happened today? Or no,
Yeah, are
the
you
other
talking about the one that happened to, like...
No, the other one was Manchester. So
the other
we-
one was Manchester.
This
Manchester's London, no?
No.
No.
This happened. He's talking about the one that
It's not
happened
London?
today.
Manchester's
was,
the
like-
only place in the United Kingdom.
There's 2.
It's
There's
not London,
someone
though?
got
Well,
people
okay.
ran over, and then there was another one where like
London.
Yeah, looking.
Well, okay.
It sounded like it was. They immediately said it was a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
So it.
Well, we just live in a society where we like to blame things on terrorists.
Yeah, no, but
That's a very Bush thing to do.
yeah, no, but there's, but they have like.
Yeah, okay, the one that happened a few hours ago. London terrorist attack. Did it happen on London Bridge?
Yeah, no, that's the one where people ran over, and there was another one where people got stabbed.
Score.
London Bridge
Oh, I
is
heard
falling
about the one
down.
that got stabbed.
That was that. That wasn't okay. The
Okay,
bridge.
3 hours ago. London Bridge attack. Cops shoot 3 terrorists dead as 6 victims killed after extremists plow into revelers at 50 miles per hour before jumping out and stabbing people. So it was the same event.
Oh, okay, so it was the same. I'm thinking. I misunderstood.
3 terrorists wearing stab-proof vests drove... That's oddly specific.
Didn't the same thing happen in like France? A long time ago, like a guy with a van just fucking barreled
Yeah, no,
through a
that
bunch
was
of
in
people.
Nice, France. Some guy's trucking on a Christmas party. Fucking ran
Assistant
over.
Commissioner
It's
Mark
fucked up,
Rowley
man.
confirmed that all 3 of the displaced
That's why the
attackers
UK
were
left
shot
the
and betrayed.
EU to be able to fix their borders. I'm not saying it was like people that snuck in, but I mean,
So immediately, I'm having a hard time finding unbiased opinions
Oh, of
on
course.
those terrorists.
because
which-
yeah, not enough information is there to say if it was. Like,
yeah, so it
correct.
already hails a red flag of like, I'm not going to give a solid answer on
Yeah,
this.
but if it
because
was ISIS, I mean, that's what Europe has to like wake up about it.
we need to stop them.
Yeah.
you know? But
Right after the attack.
people making jokes right after the attack.
I mean, people, freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
3.
It's like
I don't think that. Okay,
Okay, but you remember that the chick who posted the picture of Donald Trump's head?
Select your hero.
Oh, remember that?
yeah. Well,
Foster.
I
Um,
hate that so much.
Like,
And
there's a
then she's,
difference
like,
between that's not censoring art when you say that that's just a bad thing to do because
No,
like
the main
there's a
thing-
difference between making junk like Trump should die. If I say that as a joke, that's a joke,
Yeah.
right? But then the censorship of that picture is like she literally had the head of a president. Like Trump's kid saw that on the TV that morning.
And he didn't
And
know
he thought
whether
that
his father
dad
was dead or
dead.
not.
Yeah. No, what really
That
pissed
was
me off
completely
that pissed me
fucked.
off. But then she's saying, or after she's saying that Trump is ending her career and that that he's bullied. Like, fuck you, dude. You like, you know, that pissed me off. Like,
Did you see that?
Yeah, you just saw it.
you're saying that he bullied you, and then you deserve your career to be ended.
Yeah. Okay. So, just as a general thing, I believe that we should separate jokes within official fields like CNN.
Yeah.
And non-official fields like comedy, because it's all up to
Context.
what?
Context.
It's all up to context.
Yeah.
All up to the context that you make the jokes with. So, if you weren't directly affected by the London attacks and you're not speaking to a public that cares, then go for it. Whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But when it comes to comedians or personalized accounts on Instagram and stuff, where you can choose to listen to their message or not, that's go for it. You're choosing to listen to their message, and you can choose not to at any time. Which is why I hate when people bash on comedians for saying shit like that. Like, I think Bo Burnham is one of the only.
I'm not sure off the side of that.
I saw. I think Bo Burnham is one of the only comedians that hasn't gotten too much shit for saying so much controversial stuff.
Well, because he doesn't really do that much either.
Well, I mean, he has an entire song about why God's not real.
That's true.
So, he says a lot of stuff. But,
Yeah, look at
the final show was, he fucking knocked him off the edge.
I hit her with my leg,
That
and
thing.
then she flew off the
Yeah.
side.
Right. Where was I going with that? Oh, I don't like when comedians are bashed on for making jokes like this, because it's your choice to voluntarily listen to what he's saying. And if you don't like it, you can stop liking it. But there are other people that do, so stay out of their business.
Then I hate how she was like complaining that she's like getting about the consequences.
Yeah.
Saying that Trump's bullying her, and she's like, I've dealt with old white men trying to hold me down my whole life.
Then don't.
She's like crying about like,
Yeah.
dude, faith, like you.
And
you
also,
did it.
if she's gonna say something like that, don't stoop to a level below Trump's.
Yeah, like you think
know?
Trump wasn't gonna like bully you about it? Like you held up a fucking thing about his head, and you think he's not gonna be mad that it's like
Yeah.
you saw that? And you really think you're just gonna be okay with it? Face the consequences.
I also want to ask the viewer, like, not listening to our opinions about it because they're fairly agreeable. What are your opinions on the LGBTQ pedophilia inclusion? Because I don't know. I want to see how other people feel about this.
I doubt that anyone.
I don't know that anyone will
Anyone
agree,
other than pedophiles,
but
pretty much.
if you think about how
And then
extreme
very
some
far
groups are
left,
going
like
right now,
millennials.
like, there have been times when I got called misogynistic for being cisgendered. There are going to be people that are going to agree with the P in LGBTQ. They're going to exist, and they're probably going to be a substantial group.
I think
So-
it's. I don't know. It's definitely like stupid to even begin to like consider that.
Yeah.
But then like 60 years ago, it was completely idiotic to consider gay people anywhere near being legal. And like,
Yeah.
it's completely different because gay people
Yeah.
and pedophiles are two separate,
Oh, yeah.
completely
Well,
different.
but that's
like,
also up for debate.
it's the
because-
idea of like, 60 years ago, that was like outrageous.
Yeah.
That was absolutely crazy. And that's what we're thinking of this right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if like 40 years from now, somehow that becomes legal. I 40 years from now, I know I'll think
if
it's
we were in
still
the
crazy.
1950s, we're like, there's no way.
Well, because everything's
Gay
justifiable to
marriage.
some degree. Like, I think that there needs to be a lot more acceptance that it exists, and we should give them help.
Mm.
Wow. okay.
Pedophiles?
Well, yeah, that was the question.
Well, it depends if they actually.
Maybe it's like a help in the way of like
It depends.
need to
Okay.
prevent them
If-
from acting on
Yes.
their urges.
There's a lot.
I clarify on this one so we can talk about it.
Select your hero.
So what I'm thinking is that with gay people and gay sex, the anal sex and blood transfusion is such a huge way to share STDs that it's insane. The spread of AIDS in like the mid 1900s and stuff, like that's crazy, and that was caused by a lot of like anal sex, which gay people, that whole situation. So the fact that we're okay with it now and making it legal just means that we're devoid of that whole
it's,
stigma.
It's them. I mean,
So the stigma that we give to pedophiles by saying that, they could kill children by getting them pregnant, or they could ruin children's lives, that might not apply to the pedophiles that are trying to be activists for their own cause. So I can agree in some sense of the word, of why they're trying to do this. I just personally could not get over it in real life.
What about like the idea that AIDS was invented by the government to kill off gays and black people? Did you ever hear about that?
That's always going to be a debate. You can't disprove
Because there's
that.
Dave
It's basically
Chappelle.
a thought
You remember
it
the
would be treated as a mental illness.
his comedy show?
Okay, so yeah, so he's saying that pedophilia should be treated as a mental illness.
Okay,
Yeah.
the thing. Okay,
Ne-
that
Yeah.
if they already like raped a kid, I don't think we should. I don't think. Chris,
That
if
is
they
true.
actually, but if they say
But
like,
if they say I,
if they say
okay,
if
yeah.
they say I'm a pedophile, help me. Okay, yeah, we should help them.
Yeah.
If they already did.
Well,
that's
but the problem is that people in that situation wouldn't want to be helped.
no
No one would reach out and say, I don't want to be attracted to young children. They're just going to do it.
Well, certain people do. Like it's the same with being gay. Like certain
Some people
people
don't want to be gay.
didn't want to be gay because of how like terrible.
How
it seemed.
stigmatized it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's where the acceptance that the viewer is talking about.
I don't think we should accept them.
I don't think we should accept it. I think that we should,
Except being able to change.
yes. But if they're not willing to be changed, that's when it's a problem.
Like bringing kids into it is a whole different thing.
Yeah. Well, because we give refuge to people who have like murderous thoughts.
A few tricks.
If they choose to go to someone and say, I don't want to think about killing people. I just want to live a normal life, and I don't want to hurt anyone, but my mind keeps going in this direction. If you have the power to do that, and the like mental power to say, you know, I want help, then that's totally another thing. But if you're killing people, that's where prison is reserved. So I do not think that it should be LGBTQ, or it should be in any form of the word accepted.
What about okay, viewer? What about the
If World War III started tomorrow, what would you do? This is all a good concept.
Well, I'd begin developing some form of a fallout shelter.
You know,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
how accurate, or how likely is it that your developed fallout shelter now is going to help you?
I have the flag.
Because they're, like, you know, what was it, after Trump got elected, Russia had like a fallout drill, or some crazy shit
they
like
do a lot of
that?
stuff like that.
Yeah, because they have public fallout shelters, which we don't have. We have privatized ones that you can buy your way into. So I don't think that a fallout shelter would be just as good as reliant for anybody else. But, you know, it's also, you know, this isn't a thing that we give much thought to. We're like, oh, well, that's what we keep telling ourselves.
Sending the flag back to
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know
What the
what I
fuck
would
did I
do.
do? In World War II, people were very supportive of their country. Like, during World War II, no matter your society, people were working for the war. They were working for the war effort, making things, and providing for our military to help fight for us.
You know, you should read that on A People's History of the United States.
That's a good question.
Yeah, no, it's like it goes into history from when America was discovered to the present.
Yeah.
Like, it gets rid of all like textbook history and like the real.
Yeah.
It tells you like the facts, and, like makes you like everything is.
That's awesome.
It's like the truest account. And there's like a few other ones.
Yeah, I would love to. You haven't read it yet?
No, I haven't. It's
Okay.
kinda just, I ordered on eBay. I'm gonna read it for fun. It's pretty
I'll
long,
probably get like an ebook.
but if you like,
If NASA made a city on Mars and you could travel there but never come back, would you go? I've had the talk with someone about this. Yes. Because again, existentialist nihilist, there's no greater purpose to my life than living it as happily as I can. And if there's a chance that I can live my dream of going into space and existing in an area or in a field where only several thousand other people of my time are going to go, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that shit. No matter what. If I had that opportunity, I would go.
I wouldn't. I would.
And there are a lot of people who say, I'm not gonna do that right now because it's so risky, you know, you couldn't blow up halfway there.
I'm not about the risk part. It's just I've noticed. I mean, I would love to go in space and everything, but not enough to go on Mars where there's, you know.
I'm not that big of like a fool to say that I don't have any earthly ties. It's just that like, if it hurt the people around me enough, I wouldn't go. Like if me leaving was such a big deal to people that they would like have an outcry about it, then I wouldn't go. But you know.
Hey, come on now.
We came here for math. What time is it? How long have we been talking about this? How long is this stream?
Like
An hour. About an hour.
We were talking about it for a while before this. So
Yeah. When's your math final?
Huh?
When's your math final?
Monday.
Oh, fuck.
My 7th period.
We got all tomorrow and all
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if we meet up tomorrow, I'll promise we'll deal with math. I just never get a chance to talk to people about
No,
it.
okay, I like it.
He's like my favorite attack now.
I can't say no. You have more skill when it comes to playing attack hero.
Yeah, I mean I could have played fucking McCree, but I don't know. I'm feeling very
To answer your question, do we do streams like this often? This is the first. Okay, this is the first one that got absolutely political, but we've had a lot more that dealt with our feelings and opinions on things, all of which can be found on his channel, and look up Raisin Bramble. I have some shit where I talk just about nonsense all the time, and it's streams like this where we play video games and talk.
Mission ain't over yet.
But never this political, or, you know, this in-depth about it.
I mean,
But I'd like to.
and I'm surprised at how well that's working.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that it's picking up all of us, that's nice.
Viewer, just as a little quick thing, going back to the jokes, I want to know like what you thought about the making jokes about it right after the attack.
Yeah, what is your opinion? Good shit, Because, as like, politically stable as we are, just for the fact that, you know, our opinions all seem very conflict. I don't want to say some shit that'll make the viewer go and leave.
Well,
game volume is a bit too loud.
No, we
That
don't.
is
We don't have it on.
yeah, we can't hear it.
We're almost out of time. No slacking now.
No, yeah, but
So, what do you think about making the jokes right after the terrorist attack?
I believe free speech has no limits. And I mean, I guess in a sense that's what we were saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, free speech, the right to free speech, and the active participating in it. You know, that's our First Amendment. That's one of our most basic rights as American citizens. And most other constitutional governments, whether they're monarchies or democracies, you know. Most governments nowadays have the right to free speech, which a lot of people don't use because they're afraid of what they're gonna. You know what I mean?
But no. That. You have to read the first 2 books.
Is this not the first?
No, that is.
Okay, yeah.
But
The
to
book we're
really
talking
get
about is the Stephen King, The Gunslinger. Yeah,
the
by
first
the way.
one, it's good. It'll probably get you hooked. But if you read it and you liked it, but like you're not like really eager to read the rest, read the second one. You'll be addicted.
Yeah.
Because that's when it really gets in the story. Like that one can almost be a book on its own, almost.
Also, question to the viewer. Just a couple things to figure this out. Who are you? How did you find this? And like, what made you interested in staying? So if we were to do this more often, I'd like to have a participant.
Yeah, like feedback. Like,
Yeah, because this kind of feedback is
Are we
awesome. And
entertaining?
it's giving us a lot of content to talk about. Well, we have to be
Are we
entertaining.
likable?
This fucker's stayed with us for like 45 minutes now. Fucking, I already.
We admire your loyalty.
Yes, thank
For
you.
listening to us.
Woo!
They added a new one. Hello.
And we're glad you're not just bitching at our opinions.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't care if you disagree with us. It's,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fun
Well, this is
if
the
you
exact kind of stuff that I
disagree.
like. When I said that I don't like preaching
Like
to a
real-
choir, I like participation. I like, you know, whether it's
Sexist.
whether it's questions or opinions, you know, and the fact that those opinions aren't hard asses.
You're sexist.
Like, I don't know. Full disclosure, I try talking to Kaylee a lot about stuff like this. She just doesn't have that sort of, you know.
She doesn't like thinking about that.
She doesn't like thinking about it more than she knows. You know. So if I tell her something she doesn't know, she'll revert back to like, well, it's this way because I know it's this way, and it's like, well, you know.
That's fine if you don't like get into it. Like getting into politics
I know.
is your choice. But
Yeah. And there are certain parts of politics that I know nothing about.
yeah, I know.
Well, we've covered everything that I just happen to have some knowledge on and
Right.
opinions.
Exactly. Don't think you're right when you know nothing about your comment.
Yeah.
Be open-minded
yeah.
if you know nothing. If you know like, if you honestly know like all the facts of what you're talking about, like you're really into it, then yeah, like be.
I search streams and go through the ones with the lowest viewers. and troll them.
Oh.
Well, shit.
I'm glad that didn't really occur here too much.
Yeah.
I hope it's not
stirring
trolling
up, stirring up conversation.
But some are interesting, so I don't troll.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you see Overwatch, you're like, okay.
This is some.
And then you get in and it's like fucking talking shit about feminists and... But no, yeah, that's cool.
I think streams like this would be really interesting
Well,
if they
I
were
didn't
common
mean to.
trade. Like,
Not-
not only political streams, but like streams that were just educational and talked about things that you might not know. You know, because a lot of streams are just mindless entertainment.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, we can actually have someone interested in our stream via real shit.
Yeah.
What we're talking about has all been, aside from the shit that we blatantly said was based in opinion, has been based in fact. We're
Yeah.
saying things that are true.
We say the facts.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of it is biased. We are biased.
Oh, I mean, we are biased in
stay from the facts.
a certain direction, but you know, all of that bias is based on facts that
Yeah.
we've studied.
We don't
and
make
know.
shit up.
Yeah, we're not making shit up, and if we are, I would be open to hearing why
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
wrong.
exactly. I'm not gonna deny.
Yeah.
that I made a mistake. I probably said something that wasn't.
I probably have said something untrue, but you know, that's based on something I read or something I remembered
Yeah.
it correctly.
I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass.
Whoa, okay, in 3v3s now, you can't pick the character you previously picked.
What?
That's locked.
Well, actually, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that causes it to be more interesting, because then you can't just play your best character.
Yeah, you have to have like at least 3 best characters.
Yeah.
Can you? Does that Okay, I guess you don't know yet, but does that reset with the next round or?
No, I don't think so. Because that was from the previous round.
Well, like next round, could you play the character that you played in the first round?
No.
Huh.
I don't know for sure yet, actually, but I'm assuming that
We'll
they
see.
wouldn't do that. Yeah. They
Well,
might.
that seems like a lot of restriction based on a system that had none before. Yeah. To the viewer, there is one stream that got published on this channel where we literally talked about like rape and stuff, and it's like halfway into the last Dark Souls stream. I can't stamp that for you, but we do talk about some serious shit. Just because that was
Yeah, no, you
Christian's
can't.
whole situation. Wow. Who did you play the first round?
Tracer. And then I played Anna. What do you guys think about, what's it called? Fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say already. There was this, censorship in art.
Oh, are you talking like what about the whole
No, just
school
in
shit or
general.
just period? Well, what do you mean by censorship?
Censorship, censoring art.
In what form though?
Just censoring it, like making so that it can't be viewed in the public.
What aspects are you saying are sensitive? Like nudity or graphic violence or?
Everything. Anything in
Just-
art being censored in general.
Oh, I guess that's solid because I don't think anything should be censored in art. Because art is an interpretation of feelings, and if we have the right to feelings, we have the right to express those feelings. Which is just an easy way to wrap that one up. Unless you have another thing.
Yeah.
How about you, Jet? How about you on
I don't
that?
think it should be censored.
Yeah, okay. Everything is art.
Yeah.
Except for, well, science is an art, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it deals less with, like,
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that is.
yeah.
I would put in different genres, but I mean, different categories, but it can be seen. I mean,
Yeah. A mechanical
How
watch is
so?
art. Well, because while a mechanical watch is made to its utmost efficiency, we make things that we think would be subjectively better about it.
Hmm.
Like, phones don't need newer graphics or more resolution or better cameras. Debatedly. Wars debatedly are because it's never up to choice.
The art of war. Sun Tzu.
Is the art of war Is that the book on like old fighting techniques, or is that different?
I don't know. I've never read it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I know nothing about it. I just have seen it.
What am I thinking of?
I know it's really famous. I always get Art of War and War and Peace mixed up. Because War and Peace is like 2,000 pages long.
Yeah. War and Peace is huge. I tried reading it once.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Lewis there's like 1,000 characters in it. Like I saw it was like 1,043 characters or something.
Wow. It's just a series before series existed.
Yeah, pretty much. All in one book.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list to read. I'll read it eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. So here's another question.
Hitler, gas chambers, wearing heart.
Yikes. Oh, okay, good.
I like your humor.
This is enjoyable humor based on our political stance.
It's just the round that you win that you can't switch back to like.
Oh, okay.
It's on there, Mom. It's not gonna come off.
It's not on, it's falling.
Oh my god, it's not on the window, guys!
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Fucking. Oh! If everything is art, media is art. Should media be censored? Because censorship of media is very big right now. You know, we have media that's being bought out by private corporations when media should be. You know?
I don't think censorship is good almost any.
As right wing as I am, I don't agree that I don't agree with Fox News. I don't agree with most news outlets because I have to go to 5 of them to figure out what the truth is because they're all biased.
Yeah. You can't just watch you can't just watch one and see that as like.
But if we were to have complete freedom of what goes on in media, what do you think would happen? It's a hard question because we don't know because we've never seen it before. But
I mean, I think somehow it wouldn't be censored, but I think if there was people would complain too much in certain things that are like too uncensored, it wouldn't be shown or anything. So it wouldn't be way different, you know?
Yeah. So like, yeah. In this, so you're saying that if it was completely free, that there would be people who wouldn't want it to be free because that's a little too much.
Yeah, and I think the television channels would adapt to that, and there would be like crazy on some channels. I don't think it would be very much different because like they aren't gonna, you know.
Yeah.
People are still gonna want kid channels and then adult channels.
That's an interesting theory. I forget what show it was. Oh, it was a cartoon. It was like Futurama. Or Family Guy, or something like that. It was one of those cartoons that are like smart but not really.
Yeah, like Futurama, like Mr. Newsner is telling us like the equation that they use in the beginning of the series when like he has like 30 cents in his bank and then he comes out a billion years earlier, something has like 600,000. Like that equation was that was real. Yeah. Like they did that equation accurately.
If you want censored everything, child porn and animal porn everywhere. Well, I don't think is animal porn censored?
Yes.
Really?
Okay, but
it's like a half and half thing. It's not legal in like.
I've never looked up animal porn.
By censorship,
It's not legal in like 37 states.
Oh,
so like,
okay.
For one thing, beer than animal, so it also includes producing videos of animal porn.
It exists on the internet, but that doesn't mean it's viewable by everyone. Is it illegal here?
I don't know.
That's a thing to look up. Fucking so I was watching a show like Futurama. Continue what you were saying about the thing with the inflation or whatever.
What's that saying?
How he had 36 cents and it went up to like.
Oh no, like that was actually accurate.
Oh
like
wow.
Like Mr. Mitchell was saying, like they used the real equation and like used real numbers and like that's what was they didn't just make those numbers up.
That's cool.
He's like showing it because that was what we learned. Like we learned an equation. Like this is the equation they used and they like used a number and it actually came out the same way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Futurama or another show. On the topic of like, you know. Oh fuck! What was it? It might have been a kids show even, and it was just like so funny and true. So everyone was pissed off at the government, and they're like, "Freaking, we don't even need a government. Let's just not have a government." And so they do.
And so what? I think Spain hasn't had an actual government for a year now.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're fine.
And they're like, let's not have any public institutions. Like, let's not have cops or currency or whatever. And then so they start living in this community, and they're like, man, this is hard. How do I determine how much my beaver is how many beavers it takes to give a house, right? And he's like, well, I know. Let's create a currency, like a singular currency where we'll set like values for everything, and everyone's like, yeah. And they're like, but wait, how are we gonna make sure this currency isn't stolen? They're like, wait, I know. Let's have a select group of people that are allowed to have guns and shoot other people if they steal our things. Yeah, and so they basically create a government for themselves again. So it's that whole idea of like, if we're given that freedom, we're gonna recreate another institution that's the same exact thing.
It's kind of inevitable.
Yeah, just because that's how every society, the first 5 like dank river societies did the same exact thing with society. They all created a currency. They all created like police. They all created some form of government. What is your opinion on Black Lives Matter and the alt-right? Well, you have not been listening long enough, sir. we were just talking about that, and I hate both of them.
The alt-right is not real.
Yeah.
And if it is, then if alt-right was real, why have you never heard of the term alt-left? It's because far left liberals make up that. And
it's like a fabrication by people.
Well, what is the alt-right?
It's just like extreme far right, like Nazis, and that's just a term they use to like kind of blacklist. Just so they go, don't listen to this person, they're alt-right. But that's only a term used by liberals because, or else you would hear the term.
No. Well, yes. Cultures is different than races. Muslim culture is terrible.
Muslim culture and what we consider black culture are not good, because Muslim culture is creating, men are way better than women in those cultures,
and women get lashed if they like their ankles like shown.
Exactly, and like in what we consider black culture for us in America is American ghettos. It's welfare and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's how all black people are.
Yeah, no, that's why we're talking about cultures, not races.
We're talking about culture. So I'm not going to use the term black culture. I'm just going to say... I don't want to say
black culture.
I don't want to say... I don't want to say the urban market, because that's just avoiding the term black. But,
just say black and we'll understand what you mean.
Yeah, okay. With the black culture, like... There's a stat out there, and I have no idea if this is accurate, but it's like 50% of all crime is happening by black people. Meanwhile, not half of all black people, not half of our population is black people.
I've seen those statistics. They're all not proportional.
Yeah. And Black Lives Matter likes to use this to their advantage by saying that, well, why are police killings half of all black people? Or why are half of all police killings black people when half of the population isn't black? And it's because half of all black people are doing the murders.
Did you hear about how they think 90% of black deaths are committed by other black people?
Yeah, and shit like that. So it's not necessarily black culture that they live in ghettos, but so many black people are living in the poverty of ghettos, and that's just where they're born and raised. That it creates like an inferior status to a generic white culture with nuclear families and stuff, just because, we consider ourselves so much more well-rounded, we're not committing the crimes, we're not robbing people, we're not killing people, we're not raping people. And that's not white culture, it's just the culture that white people inhabit in America. Because there's definitely white trash.
Oh, yeah.
There are white people in those ghettos that are they're using this crime and stuff like that. So...
I get what you're saying, because when you say white culture, that doesn't mean all
no
white
race
people.
is better than the other. It just so happened in the way of history that white people were the ones to have the Renaissance, and we were the ones to make shit. And, that...
Because they're white, just someone, if a race is going to do it, just happen to be white.
There's a vestigial thing within our society that we are the better ones. The alt-right goal is to create a white ethno-state. Do you think this is a good or bad idea?
I want to use the term alt-right. Alt-right does not exist, like I said. It's just liberals saying that. Because, like I said, if there was an alt-right, there'd be an alt-left, and I've never heard of the alt-left.
Yeah.
There are
what
white...
is an ethno-state?
Let me look up a definition so we're not retarded. It's a bad choice. Retards.
That just sounds like a white supremacist state.
Yeah.
Because ethnic state.
That's what I thought.
Pretty much all white state.
Ethno-state. Ethno plus state. A political unit that is populated by and run in the interest of an ethnic group.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, let me say that if...
Well, there's obviously white people that are always... There's also black people who want them. Asians.
Yeah. Well, everyone advocates for their race because it's their race. To say that alt-rights want a white ethno-state is to say that fascists are white supremacists. and it's the sense that alt-rights don't exist, but there are people out there that do advocate for this. It's not a huge subsection of people. Like, skinheads aren't a big group.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
And there's always going to be hateful groups in the world, though.
I don't think a white ethno-state is a good idea, because whiteness doesn't constitute a good culture. It's the culture that the white people inhabit that constitutes a good culture. So, if we can all create cultural norms in our society that can be encompassed by everyone and utilized by everyone, that would be awesome. So, I'm not going to use the term white ethno-state. I'm going to use the term, like, you know, a culturally proportionate state where everyone acts the same and is raised the same and has the same level of education.
Would you date outside? I am dating outside my race.
I'm literally as far as dating from outside my race as possible because me and my girlfriend are both like 50% Portuguese. But
I'm dating a Mexican.
Yeah,
yes, I would.
Yes, I would absolutely date outside my race. I don't think that's a big deal. There are some like there are some white supremacist people that are like, diversity isn't.
What do you think about modern culture and making it so that it's harder to be a white male solely for the purpose of making everything else more diverse?
It's dumb. Instead of subjugating the white race, we should advocate other races, which we do. We just do it in all the wrong ways.
He's a something here, man. Fuck.
Now. Yeah, I've totally been attracted to like African American people and stuff like that. I've just never had the opportunity to date them.
What do you think about the argument of like, you know how people are always like, oh no, but like you hate black people, and like, oh yeah, no, I have a black friend.
That's retarded.
But then we do that argument all the time.
What do you mean?
We say the argument that we always have a black friend just because we have one, and it's Austin.
No, well, I've known
and Austin isn't like 100% black. He's like.
I've known several black people, and I've been okay with all of them. To say that I hate black people is dumb because I don't hate black people.
Could you say the majority of black people that you have met you do not like?
No.
How so? Name the ones that you have liked.
Austin. I had a bunch of friends. There was this one named Jeff. There was one named AJ.
Dude, but like, that's the thing is like...
I immediately go into listing people.
Yeah.
But like, just because I don't like some or most of a culture doesn't mean I don't like what they stand for.
I do not like a decent portion of black people that I have met.
Well, let's finish on this one.
There's,
I know. I'll emphasize
because you know I lived in Virginia first before I lived in California, and there's way more black people in Virginia than there ever will be in California, and I know that.
Well, and if you go to Oakland or come,
yeah, but like even then, like
yeah,
in this
but the portions that I had met there are like. A lot of them are good, and I definitely like more than I hate. But you can definitely see that there's like a portion of them that I hate. It's like saying I don't hate black people, but I hate gangsters and people like that who drop down the like societal values, you know, shit like that. It's like you could totally be anything you want to be, but if it means that you have to talk about killing people all the time and make a rap song about killing people, I'm not really gonna appreciate that as much as like people who do like that stuff. But you know.
Okay, so let me escape the question at hand, because you were asking like, out of the black people I know, which ones do I like, and you give examples. So that's asking the exact thing of like, you know, should we be okay with the fact that people are like, I have a black friend, I am okay with black people.
I don't think that we should use the excuse of, oh, I have a black friend, to immediately being not racist. Because you know how many whitewashed black people there are?
Yeah, you know, I know personally one black person in our school. That's Deja. Deja's the most whitewashed fucking black person I've ever seen in my life. And it's not to say that she is not black because she's not in black culture. It's just the fact that, like, she literally wears makeup that makes her look lighter and stuff, which is crazy. So,
but then she tries to act black and, like...
But then so she's in a white culture but tries to act the ghetto black, which is weird.
Is racist, saying that someone tries to act black.
Yes.
How so?
Because, like I said before, we shouldn't tie race to culture. So to say you're acting black is to say you're acting like every black person, which is not a good scope of things. You should say you're acting ghetto, which, you know, you might associate ghetto with black, but they're not the same thing. So if you're acting ghetto, you're acting like a, you know, a rational asshole who's, you know, just spouting their mouths off and living off welfare or whatever, or, you know.
Fuck welfare.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're acting black.
Yeah.
I think that the term acting black is racist just because it gives a race to the word.
Yeah, exactly.
What is MGTOW?
Yeah, can you define that?
Yeah, MGTOW is men going their own way, and
What does that mean?
it's basically like an online group that they have like this entire online community, or it's like a pseudo
Like
community.
a male version of feminist.
Yes.
If women can do it, men can too.
Exactly. So the
Well,
question,
it's America.
the question at hand is, are they the male equivalent of feminists? And I'm gonna say yes. They're the equivalent of modern feminists.
Yeah, because
MGTOW
modern feminism is so ridiculous. That
modern feminism is not equalism.
Oh, check
it's
out this play the game.
There you
Check
go.
out this
And
play the game, guys.
liberalism.
So MGTOW is kind of women hate
Check
because
Play the game.
I want to say women hate as much as like modern feminism hate. You know, I don't really know.
no. MGTOW is more like don't date women,
Oh, okay.
manosphere. So
I didn't know.
yeah. So it's definitely the modern equivalent of the modern feminists.
Yeah.
But
Because modern feminism hate men. Are you atheist? I am.
are you atheists? If so, were you ever religious?
I am atheist and never have been religious.
So the connotation that comes with being an existentialist, pretty much like, you know, nihilists and existentialists are two in the same. So like,
Well, existentialists can be religious. Like Mr. Infinite, this word, he says like existentialists can't believe that like God was here, but
Yeah.
he left.
yeah.
in his own word. That's how he puts it.
Wow, that's a good question, and I have like an entire rant about this. I've just been talking a lot, so I want to give.
Want real? What do you mean it wasn't real?
What made you realize God wasn't real?
Wow.
If we are atheists.
Wow.
Well, okay.
I have never.
I was born Catholic, raised Baptist, and am an atheist.
Yeah.
And for me, it was going through the history of the world and seeing all of the worst shit that is just all of the terrible things that have been going on in the world.
The religion.
And like, did religion or anything like that ever step in to say, oh hey, it's all good now? No. Because for one thing, what religion preaches in my mind is that life is meant to be good, and it's good because God is alive and shit like that. And for me, all that is like, it's just horseshit to me, because it's like, bad things happen in life, bad things are going to happen, you learn from them.
Yep.
That's what living is. If there were God around and all this other shit, and I get like, you know, the whole Adam and Eve thing where it's like, because they ate the bad apple, now there's all the bad shit that's gonna happen, but that's absolute horseshit. You know?
I don't believe it.
If there was a person out there who could turn water into wine, and, you know, like, whatever the fuck other thing into bread or whatever he did, you know, I don't think that Hitler would have existed in the first place, and I think we would have been able to travel to any other, you know, place on the place in the universe.
Yeah.
And I also think it's absolute horseshit. It just for me personally, to believe in.
Can I borrow a shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab whatever one you want.
Thank you.
That to believe that someone invented something as big as the Earth alone, and then to imagine just him inventing everything that we know in existence.
That's kind of like,
And we don't know 99.99% of what is real, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, in that scope, the fact that God created quarks and leptons and bosons and stuff like that, those things that constitute atoms, which constitute particles, which constitute cells, and the rest of everything, it's very hard to believe.
Yeah.
Very hard to believe that one transcendent person did that whole thing.
And it was
Bottom second one.
It was never like, not pushed on me, but never like kind of.
It was never forced. Or, like,
Forced or anything like that on me as a kid. So I just saw it as like kind of an. I don't want to say unbiased, but like I wasn't like forced atheist either. I was just like, no one forced anything on me.
And
So when I
decided
like
on
heard
your
it, I'm
own.
like, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I
You
understand
should
why.
choose a different one.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's small as fuck.
Like, I understand why people want to believe it for like a reason to live, a reason to go on. But it's just ridiculous to me, honestly.
So, my story time for today is going to be my experience in church today. I'm going to say it over again, but we go a little more in depth. Let me put on a shirt. Okay. So I've known for a long time, knowing a lot about physics and a lot about history and a lot about everything. I'm sorry if that sounded pretentious, but knowing a lot about what I care about. I know for sure that God is very unlikely. I know that according to physics, everything that it was explained by the Bible has been explained by realized theories, and everything that allowed people to find refuge in God has been torn away from religion. For example, people turn to God for miracles because, we would pray to God for people in sickness, and we had no way to fix it. Now we have cures and preventatives for sickness that we once thought were spirits.
Religion adapts the science.
Yeah, and people, and the Bible says don't eat pork because it'll kill you, and the Bible says don't eat shrimp or seafood because it'll kill you. You don't want to know why? It's because they didn't know how to prepare pork or seafood back then. And now we do, and now we know that that was a fallacy in the Bible. So all of these fallacies lead up to modern society where we know everything about everything that was explained by the Bible, and that the way the Bible explains it is absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Which the only conclusion you can make out of that is that every Bible in known existence was created as a way of comfort for people who were scared of death, and as a way for people to blame their successes or failures on anyone but themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's all we look to do as humans. We look to blame everything on someone else. And how easy is that when you have a common, transcendent being who knows everything about everything and has a heaven waiting for us?
Well, what do you believe in the Bible?
It's Kekistan. What the fuck is that?
That's a troll. I think. Yeah. So what I did today in church was I realized that a lot of the Bible that we were learning was just ignored parts of the other Bible or the other parts of the Bible. I also figured out that these people live for this shit. And they live for it because it gives them something to live for.
Yeah.
And,
I get it.
Restating thoughts.
I'll lend you that book when I get it back. Another Roadside Attraction.
Yeah.
All about religion, but it also goes into a lot of political philosophy rambling, but also has a good story and everything.
Yeah. I'm the most philosophical person I know. I have books on philosophy and shit.
Yeah, no, you would like Tom Robbins. It's kind of ridiculous stories, just out there, and then we'll just go rambling on philosophy and politics and everything.
So with the mindset of 4chan in mind, let me look up.
Are any of you
Kekistan.
autistic? What are you trying to say? I'm autistic.
Me too, buddy. Oh yeah, Kekistan is just cult of 4chan.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I love how religion uses faith as an excuse rather than a setback. So, it's in religion, all you need is faith. If you need proof, then it's sacrilegious.
Yeah, I know. It's
So it's no, I want proof because
the thing I don't like is it holds people back from doing their natural,
It's so easy to say that God is a thing we can't understand because that makes it a thing that's unquestionable.
Yeah.
So if we start to question it because we start knowing more than those people who wrote the Bible did, then it's that hails the red flag to everyone who's religious because it's oh, but you're wrong. Sorry, I'm trying to think of more questions, but I ran out. That's okay. I'm sure 20 episodes into the stream we'll move into top 10 political debates that we have opinions on or some shit. What's your guys' opinions on BuzzFeed?
Fuck those.
Fucking stupid.
Okay, never mind. End of conversation.
Not even news. It's just bitching.
It never was news.
Yeah, exactly.
Manspreading.
I want to shoot something.
I like doing the quizzes. That's it. Like the which office character are you? That's about all they're good for.
You know, BuzzFeed was built on stolen.
Yes,
Like,
you can.
huh?
Can I make random?
Oh yes, because
Go ahead.
that is still content, of course.
What were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? What was it talking about? Fuck.
Well, you were talking about
Oh,
BuzzFeed. before that.
BuzzFeed. You know that BuzzFeed, the way it gained popularity was by stealing posts and like memes and stuff from Newgrounds and stuff like that. Like,
the same thing with College Humor.
yeah, and College Humor. Like those two organizations would steal things and stick their trademark on them, which is ridiculous. But people saw it first there because it had already picked up enough speed. Yeah. So and that was back in 2006, a time when you couldn't easily reverse image search an image and find the one without the tag, stuff like that. So that's how they gained popularity, and it's just ridiculous.
No.
So now they're just abusing it with manspreading and $1 burger versus $999 burger and shit.
Yeah, that's. You like the quizzes though.
I do. Yes, I do like the quiz. I'm also hungry.
You can get a Pop Tart.
You have strawberry ones?
Yeah.
See, I told you this house was magic.
Dude, you have no
He has
idea.
a lot of yogurt.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Like a third of his fridge is.
So where did the chicken nuggets come from earlier?
Oh, I asked my mom for 4 McChickens for all of us, for wherever we slept, so I could just bring them there and then we would all have one. And then she just got me a 10-piece chicken nugget because she didn't know that 4 McChickens was like.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, like, who gets 4 burgers?
Yeah.
But it's like 4 $1 burgers.
Yes. $4 or 4 burgers that'll cost you $5.
Yeah.
Oh, if only McDonald's.
Probably
was in
less
that
than a
thought.
So-
10-piece nugget.
I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys while I go get food. What is your opinion of private prisons and the prison lobby?
I honestly know nothing about that, so.
Okay.
Prison?
Can you guys do some research
Yeah.
while I go get some lunch?
Private. I honestly am completely uneducated on that topic, and I'm not gonna make my fool myself trying to go into it. I admit when I know nothing about that.
I know stuff, a little bit about private prisons, because it's basically like, from what I can remember, if I'm remembering correctly, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to remember this correctly, but like private prisons and stuff, like if you're really fucking rich.
That's federal prison. That's like people who get caught doing like fraud.
So then
and
what's
stuff.
prison lobby?
Yeah, federal prison, the one where they go play tennis and golf and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the one like
Okay,
if,
what,
like
what
if Bill.
Brandon, explain what private prison is.
I asked you guys to do the research.
Oh, okay, I thought you knew.
He thought it was he's like federal prison. Like if Bill Gates got caught for fraud, he'd go to a federal prison.
Is that what that is?
Federal prison is like the nice prison, tennis and golf and stuff.
Oh, right.
And Nick was saying that's what he thought. That's what but we not know this now.
I'll do some research in a second. I have an opinion on prison, period. I hate prison.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we're housing people that have mental illnesses that can't be fixed.
Hey,
I don't know. I think it's good.
No, what I'm saying is, instead
Not
of...
like how much we pay for it, because like
we pay so much in taxpayer money
that's
for prison
that's what I don't
that
like. That's it.
we put people in prison for their entire lives, which is pretty much a slap on the wrist, and we prevent them from doing any
People,
harm.
some people go there on purpose to seek free healthcare.
Yeah.
Or where the government gives private companies money. Doesn't sound like a good thing.
Or governments give private companies money to hold prisoners.
There's probably another opinion though.
Yeah. From
Right.
how you're explaining it, I don't think it's good.
I think prisons should be replaced with the death penalty. It's a very harsh statement, but
See,
that's
Well,
my-
okay, that depends.
although I am,
You want to go to prison because you smoked weed or something like that? You know?
No, like, so I think that we should have jails. And I think that there should be detainment facilities, but prisons where we put murderers and stuff. I'm very like an eye for an eye kind of person. If you blatantly murder someone, then you should be killed.
we were talking about this in history, like the whole like Innocence Project thing.
Mhm.
How they've already found like 1,000 people that were like, what if we like executed them? Like I am all for like
That's true.
quick justice and everything, but there is a chance that we like.
Well, that also then that calls for a reform of the system that detains people, which means that
So it's kind of hard to find a middle ground in that.
Yeah.
It's like execute everyone.
I'm gonna bring up another thing while I look up more about like privately owned prisons. I also don't like those statements that we live in a rape culture, because there's really no good way to divvy out how much of. We should go the same way. Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should.
I mean, I'm
for
down.
sure.
Let's get snacks.
Okay. So
We should
question.
check all because we just got groceries,
Oh yeah.
so we should have like a fuck ton.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Question for the board.
What?
Should we give women the benefit of the doubt and imprison men that they claim raped them, or should we give men the benefit of the doubt and not put them in prison? Because I think there's a stat out there that's like 50% of all rape cases were faked.
Yeah, a lot of.
A lot of cases are faked for the women's advantage, whether in court or just life, which is a terrible thing because rape is so heavily charged in prison and stuff. It's such a bad crime. So do you think that we should, do you think that if there's not sufficient evidence, should we imprison the rapist, period, or should we give
the man the benefit of the doubt?
But that means that there might be a potential rapist out there.
But I think it's more of a chance that if there's no evidence that the girl faked it, so that means
well, I'm not saying there's no evidence. I'm saying there's not sufficient evidence.
Well, I mean,
so there's eyewitness testimony, but that's
in our justice system, I think the man should just get the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
So it's not proof,
Also, Thomas should do research about the prison and Paul didn't. So.
Nah, I think it's kind of. He says 90% of prisons are owned by private. I don't know about that fact. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just know nothing about that.
Oh. Okay. Pause on the Children of Poseidon things. I don't know what the fuck that is, but a private prison or for-profit prison is a place where individuals are physically confined or incarcerated by a third party that is contracted by a government agency. We know this, but what that means is that this is happening to people so that corporations can make a profit off of detained prisoners. So, I think that's fucked. And I think that a lot of money that goes into prisons should be used better. Yeah. Especially that,
The consensus is wrong.
Yes. The general consensus is that it's wrong, but there's probably I'm not intelligent enough to make a counter argument.
No, but we should it's gonna come soon. The book, People's History. I'll read it. Sorry, not you. We would both like it. And Nick, you probably too if you haven't read it already. And then both of you should get
The People's History.
The people.
Sure.
Yeah.
You read it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Recommend it. Big time.
Yeah.
That from everyone I've heard, it's eye-opening. I'm definitely gonna. And then sounds like you'll do also. But when you get started that one, I need to play it.
Yeah.
Because it's I'm so ambivalent about the ending. So I know I was gonna talk to Brandon about, but now I wasn't. I was gonna talk to Kyle because I know Kyle will never read it.
What?
Dark
that book. Yeah.
What is Children of Poseidon?
It's a YouTube group that
guys on Jackass.
They do stupid shit, like what they do on Jackass, and yeah, I'm about to play it.
I mean, whatever. It's America.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Make money whatever you want.
Hey guys, I'm Jethro. First we gave you Cactus Sangra, and now I present to you Cactus Body Slam. 3 minutes ago.
Oh god.
Okay.
Whatever makes you money.
Are you sure?
Huh?
So opinions on Jackass and stuff like that is by laughing at this, we encourage a culture that's laugh at other people's pain.
That's just how we are as humans.
But that's I guess that's how we are as humans. But that doesn't mean it's a good system.
Yeah.
You
know,
know?
can't really change it. It's just it's like humans it's in our genes to like seeing people fight.
Yeah.
MMA and like we'd like for like the Coliseum where stuff, we would naturally enjoy it.
Yeah, like
Or
my argument
midnight.
could be the same as like if we enjoy the MMA and the UFC and stuff like that, then we're already perpetuating this culture where we laugh at other people, or we enjoy other people beating the shit out of other people, or beating the shit out of themselves. So, I think with Jackass, a lot of the guys on there at the time did drugs, and so they didn't feel pain, so they were working at a no-loss system. They're like, all right, I'll hurt myself, and if other people laugh at it, it makes us money,
In order for me to do more drugs.
In order for me, exactly.
And how all
So
their
I
lives
guess
are, now all their lives are terrible except Johnny Knoxville.
That's not as harmful a thing as like selling drugs to other people to make money. So I think that we should be
Yeah.
focusing on other bigger problems. What do you think about it, viewer? Like, why'd you bring it up?
Nick, you like sushi, right?
Yeah.
Brand, you like sushi?
Yeah.
We all gotta like just force Kyle, because the majority, all go to like Amura in Los Angeles someday.
Oh yeah.
You can get fucking teriyaki beef.
We should go to we should go to McDonald's too.
Oh yeah, that'd
We
be fun.
should.
Or
Just don't
Taco,
T-bone someone this time.
or Taco Bell. Something closer. that was bad. Dude, I just get distracted, and like, the next thing I know, fucking some shit's happening.
That's not why I'm laughing.
When I'm driving on my own, I don't get distracted because there's no one else to talk to. So I'm like a really good driver. But then there's other people like get distracted or like my music's too loud.
Yeah. Don't worry, we don't blame you for that shit. Who the fuck
No,
cares?
I-
We didn't. No one died. We're fine.
To inform you, viewer, I almost killed us all when I was driving.
Oh yeah, he ran a red.
I almost ran a red. High school.
High school.
College.
Oh yeah, one of us is college, two of us is,
Yeah.
one's a senior and one's a junior.
Yeah.
And one's a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
Well, I mean, I'm just taking it because
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I
Pretty
guess I'm a
much
junior
now
now.
it's senior, junior.
Yeah,
But,
so that's
like-
what I meant. College, senior,
Just-
junior.
To give credit where it's due, like I've had these political philosophies for upward of a year.
Yeah, I've
So
I've been into it
it's
for a while.
my age has little to do with it.
Yeah. No, like I was saying, I was driving, I was looking there were two lights, and I was looking at the second one, and I didn't see the first one. And my friend let me know at the last second, and it was red, and I just slammed on the brakes, and I almost T-boned a guy. But everyone was okay.
And I was laughing because fucking
This stuff happens a lot.
we were in McDonald's.
Oh,
this
the little kid.
fucking kid who was
Oh, there's two people!
Oh shit, there's two people! Oh, they get
Welcome, new viewer. I don't know how new you are, I just noticed you.
Yeah, sorry. This is the end of the political debate.
Yeah,
and
we
the
were in a
intro
pause.
to the shitty conversation. We were at McDonald's one time, and this little 5-year-old fat ass was like looking at the toys in the toy stand, and he turned around and like slipped on the podium for the toys, and like fucking fell into the display and on his back. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was dying about it like hours after it happened. That was the funniest thing I had ever experienced. Oh my god, so funny. And like, I don't know. Oh, new topic.
What?
How do you guys feel about all sizes are beautiful?
Fuck that bullshit.
Nick,
That's
how do you
absolute
feel?
horseshit.
How do you-
That's absolute fucking. It's okay. Let me just promote an unhealthy lifestyle.
Well, look at that, what he said.
If one of your videos went viral and we'll get into the Fat Lives Matter thing.
I'd make more videos.
If one of our videos went viral and we got 1 million subscribers overnight, I would monetize Nick's channel for him, and we would be living comfortably for the rest of our lives.
I don't
And
know.
then-
I'd be down to just make a
Fuck.
channel like this. And
Well, how about let's make this channel that?
Yeah.
We just got.
Well, okay, we should make like a legit channel.
We got-
This
we got-
is-
Well, we'll make
the,
like
the base name for this channel is Jellyfish Gamer 101.
Well, let's change
we
that.
just have to.
No, I did. It's Last of the Kings now, but like when you type the link out, it says Jellyfish Gamer 101 in the.
You can
thing.
change the link.
We
You
just
can?
have to.
Yes.
We have to get Kyle
Okay,
informed
you-
on
you
all
guys
this so he
do
can be in the debate because he knows nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle's not really into talks.
He can
like
be the
this.
gameplay aspect.
Yeah.
Well,
he can
Kyle's
play
into
it.
really deep talks and stuff.
What?
He's just not like politically.
Yeah. And I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I'd rather get really deep into politics.
I'm into both. No matter what, philosophy is just my shit. I love philosophy pertaining to politics or human lives. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that sound the same way.
Yeah.
I'm about fucking high school fucking girlfriends and shit. I don't get into that.
I mean, I'm not even that into that shit. Oh shit! Wait, no.
I like more talk about more universal ideas. Music, people, politics, life.
Oh yes.
Art. Of any kind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This fucking thing isn't working. Oh shit! I'll tell you.
Oh right.
Are you on it?
No.
Oh.
Is it not working with your phone, or is it just not working?
No.
Because it was working for a bit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, if we got 1 million subscribers overnight, I would, like, put all of my effort right now, because it's just about to be summer, into making, like, as many of these videos as possible.
We would let you be a part of it because you're our first.
Yes, and just we would just force you to turn on subscriber notifications so you can come back and keep asking questions, because, thank you.
I believe in the JFK...
Key right behind you.
I believe in the JFK conspiracy that Oswald didn't work alone.
Oh, fuck.
That's really the only one I believe. At least what I've...
Oh, shit.
Which one?
The one that Oswald didn't work alone. I think he was in some
Who's
kind of
Oswald?
group. The guy who killed Jay.
Like
LBJ's investigation, some kind of conspiracist group. People think he worked with the CIA. I don't think it was that extreme. Because the CIA and JFK hated each other.
Did you hear about that guy who was, like, involved in the WikiLeaks?
Yeah, Assange.
Oh, yeah.
And he got killed. Do you think that was,
Wait. Oh, no, you're not talking about
the guy
Assange.
who, like...
No, I was talking about someone else.
No. The guy who put out WikiLeaks, like, one of the first times. Then, you know, I think he was the one who made the movie.
I'll be your ghostwriter for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, you'll get no credit whatsoever.
Zero respect for fan base.
Nick, why isn't this ringing? Brandon, is your phone actually going?
No.
Oh.
My Bluetooth is off.
I was walking around
Yeah, so that guy who put out WikiLeaks for the first time, he, like, mysteriously died.
Oh, I heard about that,
so.
yeah. Or people saying it was Hitler or whatever.
Yeah. Do you believe Hitler escaped to Argentina?
I don't know about escaping to Argentina, but they did do tests on his body and it was female.
Really?
Yeah.
No fucking... Really? Is that true?
The Russians that took his body, they, like, did tests on it, and it was, like, a 40-year-old female.
Wait.
This cannot be true.
Okay, I don't think it was Hitler's body.
No, because the Russians claimed his body, because they found Hitler's body, you know, they got there first.
I doubt that it was...
I know, that's just what they said. They said that they tested, like, the KGB or whatever, because at the time that's
Test
what it
on
was.
skull fragment cast down on Adolf Hitler's suicide story. Bones...
Russia hacked the DNC. Nope.
As in, like, it wasn't Hitler's body that was down there?
Bones with bullet hole found by Russia in 1946.
Or that Hitler was a girl.
Came from... No. The fact that
Hitler.
the body that they found for Hitler confirming his suicide isn't actually him.
Oh, okay, yeah. So people say he went to Argentina?
Yeah, people say he escaped.
A lot of Nazis did that.
Yes. They all escaped before the Nuremberg trials and shit.
So they think the whole conspiracy is that it wasn't actually his body, and that he actually went to Argentina, and they didn't kill himself. And that's one of the conspiracies that have a lot of backup to it.
So the fact that the people were speculating that Russia hacked the Democratic National, Confederation?
Oh, the DNC.
The DNC. The fact that people think that they hacked it is some liberal, anti-right-wing propaganda.
For losing.
Yes. They want to blame it on someone. The fact that Hillary lost was entirely because, like,
she was a terrible candidate.
Not only was she a terrible candidate, but 50% of the people that liked her didn't vote.
Yeah.
She would have won a lot of the swing states if people weren't so confident that she was going to win.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, and, like, didn't she get the popular vote?
Yeah.
She got the popular vote,
by 3
but
million.
not by that much though.
No, not by much.
Yeah. So.
But that's not important. It's like the electoral college is the thing that got.
Do you guys agree with the electoral college, and do you think it should?
I think something should be changed a little bit, just because I don't think that.
I think it should.
I think something like that, like with the popular vote being barely different, doesn't matter. But in the future, if something like that, where it's like, 55 to 45 or whatever, I think that's when it'll become a problem.
I think it should be like a democratic amount of people, because the right wing argument is that, so the whole electoral map, how the whole country's red. except the coast, which are blue.
Yeah.
Well, like most of the country lives within like 100 miles of the ocean.
Yeah.
So almost all the population is on the on the map. It was all red,
Yeah.
where no one lives, in like Idaho and shit. But then on the very end of the coast, it's completely blue, and that doesn't look like a lot when you look at the map. But when you look at like the amount of people, that's where everyone lives.
Yeah, so where is that representation? The Electoral College is truly based, like, their representation is based on, like, population per capita or whatever, but that's not, I don't know, it's not that
I don't
accurate.
think that. I think it should be amount of people. Like the history teacher I have, I hate him, but the one thing he said is like, why does it matter that this person, this geographical location, should have more of a say than this person, this geographical
because
location? Like, I understand it's different in the country that's governed
the amount of
different.
votes that we have in California matter less comparatively, even though we have way more
And
people.
yeah, if it was all Democratic people would be more like they would want to vote more.
Yeah.
Because their vote would matter way more than like I have no incentive to vote for a president because I know California is always gonna be blue.
Yeah. No matter what we do, California's always going to be blue.
Yeah, but if it was all whole like national popular vote.
Putin did a conference a few days ago where he said his government wouldn't have it.
Okay, so...
I would believe that over the state doing it. Because, Russia.
Well, because the state doesn't have... I don't know. They didn't care that much.
Yeah.
Putin didn't like Trump that much,
Exactly. And then Trump kind of fucked him over when he bombed Syria. So, I mean, I don't see why they would hack our country to let Trump win, but even though Trump fucked him over.
A patriotic Russian citizen might have, because they
I
were more
would
afraid of
that
Hillary.
way more than the Russian government.
Well, because Hillary hated Russia.
Yeah.
So, the fact that, she did... probably wouldn't have affected Putin that much because he would have said, okay, let's just stop trade, let's stop communicating because they're not going to want to communicate no matter what. But a Russian citizen would be like, that has a personal impact on me, my life, and my country. So,
Yeah.
I could totally attest to that. But I don't think Russia, assuming
Hold on one second.
Assuming Russia means the Russian government.